Hello, everyone. Welcome along to the Sporty Show. It's the night that you've all been waiting for, the final night of the Champions League knockout phase. And yes, it is Real Madrid hosting Manchester City in the second leg of this knockout match. I'm your host, Sara, joined by the tallest man in Madrid, Alex Ashmore.
Excited for this one. This is the big, I think everyone's been waiting for this one. We had a good night of football with lots of goals last night, and last week as well was a fantastic week, but I think this is the one that we've been waiting for.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Alex, you're
everyone.
very rude. You have two ladies here.
I'm used to being on the end, so I'm not used to doing introductions.
I'll give you that. I'll give.
Introducing Shantelle Brown. Shantelle, how are you doing? Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. Thanks, Alex. And yes, we have a very exciting night ahead of us, and I'm really looking forward to that Real Madrid versus Manchester City match.
Shantelle, you have two teams in action tonight, not only Real Madrid, but Liverpool.
Yeah, but like for Champions League, it's obviously Real Madrid versus Manchester City, and of course, without a doubt, I'm looking forward to Liverpool match as well.
Yeah, we'll be keeping our eyes on that one, absolutely, because Liverpool are playing Aston Villa in a Premier League match this evening. Along all this Champions League action, we do have a game actually in action right now, and it is Dortmund taking on Sporting. Now, if you remember, Dortmund are up 3-0 from the previous match, and it is 0-0, but we'll keep you guys posted on that one. And we have Karim Adeyemi going flying here. Could be a potential penalty. I don't know, Alex, if you agree or not. I guess we'll see.
It looks like a possible one. I think soft. They're going to a VAR check, and it's often the case with these ones when there is that slight contact between the goalkeeper and the forward. It often gets given, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does. And I think that'd probably be it for Sporting Club de Portugal. They've still got half an hour, but 4-0 down, I think that's too much of a mountain to climb.
Very much so at Signal Iduna Park as well. All right, here's what we have coming up on Sporty TV. On Friday, we have the A-League Newcastle Jets versus Brisbane Roar. Over in the Saudi League, we have Damac versus Al Ahly, Al Nasser versus Al Ettifaq, and Burnley versus Sheffield Wednesday over in the EFL Championship. On Saturday, we have the J-League Osaka versus Shonan. As well as Melbourne Victory versus Melbourne City. We have Sunderland taking on Hull City, and in the Premier League, it's Arsenal versus West Ham. In the Bundesliga, it will be Dortmund taking on Union Berlin. La Liga Hypermotion action is Sporting Gijón versus Almeria. Over to Argentina, we have Boca Juniors taking on Aldo Civi, as well as San Martin versus River. We have Hiroshima versus Yokohama on Sunday with Club Brugge in action against Liège, Aries versus Panathinaikos, and Empoli versus Atalanta in the Serie A. Can Atalanta bounce back? And in La Liga, we'll wrap it all up with Real Sociedad taking on Leganés. So lots and lots of football on Sporty TV, as always, guys. But again, today, it's all about the Champions League. And right after the Sporty Show, we will continue to stay with you guys for our watch-along, as always. And I think this one will be a very, very exciting one. Before we get into tomorrow's matches, guys, though, let's talk a little bit about what happened yesterday, because we officially know that now AC Milan are out, as well as Atalanta, Monaco. Who am I forgetting?
Benfica. Well, Monaco.
No, Monaco's out.
Against Benfica. Atalanta.
Ah, Celtic. There we go.
Celtic.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Celtic, Monaco. I can't even do this. Atalanta and Milan. Sorry, guys. There's just seriously too much football here. Two Serie A teams are out. And let's talk about one of those Serie A teams, guys. Atalanta being absolutely demolished by Club Brugge. I think a lot of people didn't expect that one coming. Shantelle, what did you make of Ademola Lookman's penalty?
I see a lot of negative things being said about it. I don't think it was the best penalty, but what I can say is the comments being made, you know, saying that is the worst penalty they've seen taken and things like that. It could have been better, but I don't think that was the appropriate thing to say.
Well, the manager, Gasparini, actually has come out, and let's just take a look at what he had to say. We do have a little quote here from the man himself. He said, Ademola Lookman is one of the worst penalty takers I've ever seen. He wanted to take the penalty after scoring a goal. He took the ball despite Retegui and De Ketelaere available to take it. I didn't like what Lookman did. Now, Alex, you do have Retegui on the pitch, who has been taking penalties for Atalanta. We know Ademola Lookman is not the best penalty taker. Is Gasparini right for saying this?
No. I think in the public eye, it never helps to put your players out and call them out for stuff like that. I think it's one of those spur of the moment things, and I think he's obviously done it where he's frustrated, understandably, with his side losing and going out in quite disastrous fashion. To be brutally honest here, but I think it not only makes him look bad and to the other players will see that and think that's not what I want from a manager leading my team. And then for Lookman to have the whole world see your manager say that about you, it doesn't help in any way, and it won't have done Lookman any good. He's obviously made some comments about it and has come back, and I think it was an awful penalty. Yes, if he wasn't the designated penalty taker, why was he taking the penalty? But you don't go out in a press conference and say he was one of the worst penalty takers you've ever seen. That is
not going to help any.
That's
absolutely tacky, because doing something like that, I'm not saying that you can't criticize the player, but do it privately. Putting him out there in the spotlight in that sense was very tacky of him, because what you're doing, you're breaking his confidence, you're disrupting team unity, you're also creating tension, and also it's like you're avoiding accountability and you're not taking responsibility for the team's overall performance. You're putting it on a single player, because had it been a great penalty, would the results be any different? So I feel like that was like one of the tackiest things I've seen in a very long time. For example, look at Carlo Ancelotti with Tchouaméni's situation. We've seen where he has backed Tchouaméni 10 toes, standing firmly behind him, and I was expecting the same. You know, you don't out a player like that ever, publicly.
Yeah, well, speaking of bad penalties, Serhei Guirassy has missed a penalty for Dortmund. It was it was given as a penalty, rather. Serhei Guirassy leading the Champions League with 10 goals in his campaign. Could have made it 11, but Alex, maybe there's still hope for Sporting.
Maybe still. They've got, just under half an hour to go to get 3 goals to push it to extra time. I don't think they'll do it. They haven't been at the races in this first hour, but you never know. That might have just been the lift they needed to get a goal and turn this tie around.
All right, well, let's talk about the big one. It's Real Madrid versus Manchester City. And Mr. KlintonCod is outside the Santiago Bernabéu as we speak, checking his phone as per usual.
I mean, I'm just looking at... Now, listen, Sarah, what you got to understand is I'm just looking at the lineup to see if anything has changed, but obviously nothing has changed. Now, the environment here is extremely... I don't know if I should use the word crazy. The Manchester City fans, my God, I've never... Like, English people are really stubborn, you know? Oh!
What are going on? What's going on with the Manchester City fans? What are they doing?
Well, I mean, it's their chance. It's the worst they've been using, and they've had to get extra police officers to kind of guard and protect them because of the kind of things I believe they are saying. Now, if they don't have these officers next to them, I'm sure the whole of these Madrid fans will be committing something that would mean they would all go to jail.
Alex, you want to say anything to that?
No.
All right, let's move along to the lineups, Clinton. Courtois, Valverde, Asensio, Rudiger, and Mendy. So Valverde will be playing in that right back position, with Ceballos, Tchouaméni, and Bellingham in the middle, and it's Rodrigo, Mbappe, and Vinny Jr. up front for Madrid. Before we go to City, Clinton, what are your thoughts initially on this Real Madrid lineup?
Well, I mean, first of all, I just feel bad for Valverde because I know he probably was thinking about doing the usual, but, you know, we've seen his reaction whenever he's been put to go play from that right-back position. That's not his favorite position. But, I mean, with this situation with Real Madrid, Ancelotti, I don't think they have too much options other than to take advantage of the fact that he's able to play any kind of positions that, you know, he's given. My first glance looking at that lineup, I mean, look at that front four, usually always good. Mbappe, Vinicius, whom we know would always cause problems. Mbappe, I'm sure, is coming into this game knowing that they are coming to repeat what they did at the Etihad Stadium. I'm pretty much very confident. Bellingham, Ceballos, Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni might be the weak link, in my opinion. He's not been the one that we would say he's extremely solid when it comes to this Real Madrid playing top games of this manner. But, like I said, it's Real Madrid. they would always produce some kind of win either way. But, who knows? Let's see what happens.
Okay, and Clinton, I know you're going to like this one. For Manchester City, it's Ederson, Vardiol, Ruben Diaz, Stones, Kusanov, Nico Gonzalez, Bernardo Silva, Gundogan, and Savinho, Omar Marmoush, and Phil Foden. What are your thoughts? Erling Haaland on the bench.
Wow. Listen. I think if I was a Real Madrid player, I would be looking at this, right. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Alex,
I mean, you see what I mean by English people, right? Alex, is this what you guys do in England, man? Like,
You see a British guy having a few beers, and you assume that's all we do. Come on, we're more than that. I have to admit, they're not helping me.
Honestly, listen. Honestly, in my opinion, if I was the European Union, I think English people would require visas to come into this country because they are proper nuisance. They are all drunk,
We
by the way.
do.
Yeah, you got to go through extra security. That's fair
Alex, I'm quite
enough.
surprised you are not even drunk in the studio, man.
Oh, stop it.
But,
Okay, Clinton,
like I was saying
Omar
earlier,
Marmoush.
yeah. Now, listen. I look at that Manchester City team, and if I was a Real Madrid player, I would have some level of confidence because Omar Marmoush being starting by himself without having that Haaland pair, I'm looking at Real Madrid player thinking, okay, it's not that bad. I mean, they did it at the Etihad. Real Madrid did secure a win from having the both of them. Well, I mean, Omar Marmoush came in later. Now, if I was...
Stay humble, huh? Sit.
Right. I mean, I don't know if he's asking me to stay humble or he's... I don't know if he's asking to stay humble. But hopefully we don't get to see Haaland or Marmoush staying humble today. Hopefully. But now, if I was Pep Guardiola, Alex, Sara, and Shantelle, honestly, I would be repeating exactly what they did, the same lineup they had with Newcastle. We saw how solid they were against Newcastle. It was a proper, clean win, like literally 4 goals, 3 goals for Omar Marmoush. Now, why is he coming to change everything again, knowing they are facing an on-form Real Madrid who has beaten them at the Etihad? Listen, they might be living here crying. All these drunk British people, I'm sure by the time this game finishes, all the alcohol would have to clear from their system.
So you think starting Marmoush, Gonzalez, and Kusanov is going to be detrimental to City?
Now, listen, I feel like Pep is doing some kind of experiment, which I think this is the wrong game. You should be wanting to try this stuff. This is Real Madrid you are playing. Remember what we would always say. And Shantelle did say 90 minutes at the Bernabéu is a long 90 minutes. And you don't come here wanting to do some kind of experiment. Nah, you did something against a very unformed, strong Newcastle. And why are you not repeating exactly the same? But listen, he knows what he's doing. He's a very top-end coach. He pretty much understands the game more than I do. Let's see what happens. In my opinion, I think he's making the wrong move.
Shantelle, what do you think about starting Omar Marmoush over Haaland in this one?
Honestly, I don't think it's a bad move. See what he can do, and if he struggles, then you have
A super
striker,
sub.
Haaland, to come in and save the day. So
Yeah.
I don't think it's a bad move.
And Alex, Nico Gonzalez, we've seen in the short amount of time that he's been at City what the youngster can provide. Obviously, a lot in the middle, and starting him is probably the right move here for Guardiola, no?
Yeah, I think he's, for the little we've seen of him in a City shirt, he's impressed. And coming up against a midfield, not including Bellingham in this conversation, but Tchouaméni and Dani Ceballos, where perhaps he feels like that he can win that battle. And I think that will be the key for Manchester City tonight. If they can control the game, if they can take this game to Real Madrid and really put Real Madrid under pressure and make them feel uncomfortable in their own stadium, I think that will be the key for Manchester City tonight. And I think Nico Gonzalez could be a really key player in that role, in that game tonight, and he could, I think, provide a really good link up to Phil Foden.
All right, I couldn't agree more. Clinton will be with you in just a sec. We have to introduce Gary Al Smith joining back-to-back sporty shows. My, oh my, it feels like it's September.
Is it Christmas?
Gary, welcome back. Do you have anything to ask Clinton? He's outside the Santiago Bernabéu as we speak.
He's having too much fun, man. Enjoy yourself, my G.
Right, the English people are still
He's having
disturbing my life here, but anyways, it's fine. It's
no.
all good.
I mean, you know, guys, we saw this at the Euros, didn't we? We have to endure. It's just for a moment. So, Clinton, just have a good time, enjoy what they bring to every city they go to, and then, come tell us about it tomorrow on the Sporty Show.
Now, but listen, I mean, just to add to what you guys were talking about earlier regarding keeping Haaland on the bench. Listen, I'm not saying do not start Haaland or whatever, or Mamouche. All I'm saying is have the both of them in at the same time, in my opinion, because they would feel the heat. Like you have the form defense of Real Madrid. You have a Valverde playing right back, which we understand that he's very good at. You have the, Asensio. Gladly they have Rudiger back, who is going to pose a serious threat to anybody who is a frontliner for Manchester City. But having a Haaland and Mamouche, come on, we know what these two guys are capable of doing at the same time. It's Real Madrid. You need to come in with, like literally, fire for fire, bomba for bomba. You don't come in to try some kind of experiment at the Bernabéu. Do you see what the fans are up to? Bro, it's not going to be easy for Manchester City. But if they win, I'm going to give it up for Pep Guardiola. Remember, he's going through a lot at this point. They've won Newcastle at the weekend. It's giving him some level of confidence, but he shouldn't experiment with Real Madrid.
Clinton, I have to ask, if Pep Guardiola and Manchester City do get a win tonight, what will that mean not only for Man City, but more so for Real Madrid?
Well, you see, first of all, I don't want to... I mean, it's hard for me to imagine that Manchester City will be winning or will be taking a win from here. But if it does happen, all I will say is, all hail Manchester City. It just means they are back on form. Because it would just mean that they would have won a very high-end Newcastle. They've won a Real Madrid that have obviously disgraced them back in their own home. And we just need to be happy for City, because it just means that they would have come back from all the drought that they've been having to pass through all throughout this season so far.
I expect nothing less than you to be partying with all the Mancunians after the match if Manchester City win. That is the only way I'm allowing you to join back with us live.
I mean, if I want Manchester City to be winning the game here, I would be wanting, because I would just want some level of quietness in the whole of Real Madrid. Because if they win, bruh, this city, some of us will have to move out.
All right, well, you first then. Clinton, before I let you go and enjoy this outstanding match, you know what it's time for. Give me a score prediction.
Right, that's usually the very difficult one, Sarah. I think with this one, you know what, I think I'll still go for a... that Real Madrid midfield is not the most confident midfield I would have seen, but I'll probably go for a draw. A 2-2 draw with Real Madrid going up to the next stage.
All right. Well, we will see, guys. We'll see what happens. Clinton, we'll speak to you at the end of the match, and you know where you need to be. Well, with him, okay? Go with him. All right, thank you, Clinton. Go enjoy the match. Gary, welcome back. Welcome back. A pleasure to have you with us. Big one tonight, Gary.
I mean, these are the sorts of nights that we all want to be outside the stadium for, isn't it? Like, no matter who you are, these are the sort of European nights you want to be there for. Man City, Real Madrid, especially in the last couple of years. Which other fixtures can we line up?
Barca, PSG.
No, we overdid that one.
No, we overdid that one.
We overdid that one.
The best remontada in sports history.
Yeah, So
no, but it does feel like it has the, aura of a semi-final or even a final, right?
Yeah.
And we are not even in the round of 16.
Yeah. So it has Stardust written all over it. And as they say in English, even though Clinton is out there and we are watching via video, you can feel something crackling in the air around him. Like you can feel that it's different. It's different. you
Yeah.
know, and it's I'm double checking my feed and my TV to ensure that I'm getting everything because I'm not going to miss this match. You know, I've got my something on the cooler, something for chop. Yeah. I'm gonna
You're doing
enjoy
it
this
right,
one.
Gary. You're doing it right.
Yeah. Proper watch along feeling, making sure that I'm going to enjoy this game. I mean, this is what European football is supposed to be about, or even club football at the highest level is supposed to be about. And I can't wait. That's all I can say. Before you ask me as well, my prediction is that I'm looking for. I don't want Pep Guardiola's team to be what's it called? To be conservative. Pep, don't do that, man. I mean, come out and play. Like, give us what the teams gave us yesterday. Come out and play, you know. And if they come out and play, it means that they are going to be a bit messy in the defense, but they are going to be also really good in front, which is why I'm going for a 4-4 on the night score.
Wow, 4-4. Chaos, goals,
the-
and everything above. Do you see a red card in this
man.
game?
No. I'm not saying no because I don't see it. I'm saying no because I see it. It's a sort of match that, you know, I hope they gave the usual suspects a talking to tonight to like give them something cool to drink to cool their hot heads for tonight. Like no over talking to the ref, no whining, and I'm talking both sets of players. Like Erling Haaland, like just shut up. Vinicius, just shut up. You know, like just keep it moving and let's have a good game. But if they give us a red card, I mean, I'm not going to be angry. It's just going to spice up the drama.
Gary with the popcorn on the couch. Loving it.
Yeah, you know, like, yeah, red card. Okay.
Yeah. I can see it. I can see it now. Now, Shantelle, I have to ask you, Valverde in the back, what does that mean for Vasquez and his confidence right now? Because we did know he was available. He's been, you know, deemed fit, and that obviously is his position, meaning that Valverde could be moving to where Tchouaméni is now starting. But what do you think this means for Lucas Vasquez and why Carlo Ancelotti made this decision?
I mean, Vasquez has been very questionable in previous games, and we've seen where Valverde has been like the unicorn where we can count on him or depend on him to play anywhere and he'll strive. For Vasquez, I want to say it's not looking good because if Valverde is stepping up and he's owning that position, then obviously we're going to use, or they're going to use, who would be, I guess, who would suffice in that position. So I guess he just has to take that as a sign to step up his game, do more, because when you have someone like Valverde just ready to play within your position, at the end of the day, it's Real Madrid. They're always going to look for the best. And if somebody's playing better than you, they're going to use the better.
Yeah.
So he just has to take that as a sign that, hey, I'm at Real Madrid. I have to step up my game.
Alex, with Tchouaméni now being pushed into the midfield back in his natural position, do you think that was the right call from Ancelotti with the likes of Modric or Camavinga on the bench? Because as Clinton mentioned, probably the weakest part of this lineup that's been put out is the midfield.
Yeah, I think when you look at, I can see why he's gone for Tchouaméni, perhaps a more defensive head in that midfield, just to deal with the attacking talent that Manchester City have. We look at Marmoush, we look at Foden, and then Nico Gonzalez, we talked about him, and then Gundogan offering lots of quality going forward for City. And I think when you look at what Ancelotti said about this selection, he said that he really thinks that those sort of, I guess, that second ball for Tchouaméni to really win those defensive battles and to help Real Madrid gain an upper hand in that possession battle, I think, as well, because the more that they are able to stop Man City controlling the game, the better they're going to be able to deal with that onslaught. And this is something Real Madrid do so well. They know that these big teams like Man City are going to come to their ground and try and play their own game. They're going to try and dominate the game, but they don't let that affect them. They're so experienced at this level. So I can see the selection, the reasoning behind the selection of Tchouaméni, but then also Camavinga to have him come off the bench, Modric as well, the experience. I think it's a good choice, and it will be interesting to see as well. I think the big positive tonight for Real Madrid is Rudiger back in that defence.
Absolutely. Okay, well, I'm actually not going to ask you for your predictions just yet, the two of you, because Gary jumped the gun here. We'll circle back because we have this is obviously the match of the day, if you will. And we have a couple more games to talk about, but we're going to quickly hop over to the Premier League because Liverpool and Aston Villa are about to kick off at Villa Park. And we just want to touch on this one because obviously this is a massive, massive match in the Premier League. And we have our Liverpool fan here, Shantelle, going to go over the lineups really quickly for both these sides. So right now we have, pardon me, just one moment. We have Emi, Martinez, Garcia, Disasi, Alex, Tyrone Mings, Digne, John McGinn, Rogers, Tielemans, Rashford, Watkins, and Asensio. All of the new boys back in action. Gary, Rashford making his first start since his loan to Villa. What are your thoughts?
That's a very strong Villa squad. Man is not playing.
Nope. They have only 2 wins in their last 6 matches across all competitions. Villa not in the best form, so...
Yeah, he needs everybody out to party. I mean, and I cannot imagine what Villa would have been like if they hadn't bought as smartly as they have. You know, it would have been bare bones, down to bare bones. If you are a Liverpool player, you see this Villa squad in the tunnel, you see them. I mean, you wouldn't fear because you are Liverpool and you are winning and you are confident and you are having back-to-back, good performances. But at least they put you on notice because, these are individual game changers. And I think that's what I like about this Villa team around them. Whether they've been signed early enough to get them gelling is another matter altogether. But I do like the look of them. I do like the starting 11 they've put out. I do think, unfortunately, that Liverpool are too strong for them.
All right, well, Shantelle, I'll ask you then about Liverpool's starting lineup. Alisson, Robertson, Van Dijk, Konate, and Trent, with Gravenberch, Curtis Jones, and Alexis McAllister in the middle. And it's Szoboszlai, Diogo Jota, and Mohamed Salah. A couple of subs made here, but how are you feeling about that lineup going up against Villa at Villa Park?
No, Gary mentioned a very good point that Liverpool is just too strong right now. So I'm very confident with this lineup, and I might have a little bias. For example, Jota is starting, and there's nobody to me like Jota. So it's going to be a good match. It's going to be a very good match.
I think so as well. We can see them on the pitch here just lining up. John McGinn with one of the youngsters there. Alex, Liverpool, we know they're strong, but last couple matches, obviously getting knocked by Plymouth Argyle, drawing the Merseyside derby, and that win against Wolves over the weekend could have gone maybe either way there. Wolves got a little unlucky, or maybe Liverpool got lucky. But are we seeing the fatigue now of the season? You know, that February hits and these footballers have been playing for 6 months now, and the season is starting to drag.
Perhaps. I think when you look at the way that Villa played last season and how they have come into this season, I think they're really strengthened from January. I think the signings that they made have been really important. Outside tip for the FA Cup, and the same with Liverpool. I think we're seeing, I don't think cracks is the right word, but I think we're seeing perhaps what was always going to happen. They were never going to win week in, week out easily, convincingly every week until the end of the season. But when you look at some of the games that they've got coming up, they've got Man City coming up. They've got a massive game tonight against Aston Villa, who will be trying to do their utmost to stay in that battle for the top 4. So I think the big thing for Liverpool is, for me, even though they've not been playing their best football, they're still picking up results.
Yeah.
They beat Wolves. Yes, it wasn't the prettiest win. They still got the win. That is the most important thing. They're 7 points ahead of Arsenal. A win tonight, and they go 10 points ahead of Arsenal. Really putting pressure on Arteta and his side heading into what will be an important weekend for the Premier League in terms of ramifications for that title race. And I think it will be a tough game. Villa will come prepared, and they'll know what they have to do to get the win tonight. But I think we're going to see a draw tonight.
A draw. Chantelle's face says it all.
A draw.
A draw.
Wow, Alex.
I mean, I think Villa need the points more than Liverpool at this point with the dip of form, so maybe that's why. Also, we know Villa Park is a fortress. Gary, what are you seeing in this one? Because Shantelle, I can assume you're going to back your side. Yeah. Okay.
I feel like it's going to be a 3-1.
Yeah. 3-1. Gary?
Well, yeah, straight Liverpool win. I mean, Aston Villa are going to huff and puff. But I think that they cannot bring the Liverpool house down.
But do you think a
borrow from the
win
children's
by that much of a margin, 3-1, is, that's 2-goal difference? Do you think it's going to be that outstanding?
When Mohamed Salah is on the pitch, I mean, it's entirely
Thank you, Gary.
possible.
I mean, they only beat Wolves, though, by a
Sensible.
goal, and Wolves are fighting to stay out of relegation. Now you're going to go to Villa Park. You have Marcus Rashford, who has a point to prove, Asensio, who's also making his first start for the team. They have a strong starting lineup, is all I'm saying. I think Liverpool are the better team in this, but I think there's a couple players on that Villa team that might not make it as easy.
Well, yeah, like I did say, I like the look of the Villa team. Individually, they are great. I don't think that. I mean, I'll be very pleasantly surprised, I must say, if they gel so quickly as to give Liverpool the sort of trouble that you are asking about. I don't think that. I think it has come too early, and Liverpool will be too strong from a team perspective. And they are too fluid for Villa at the moment, all things considered. But hey, what do I know? Yesterday, I got every single one of my predictions wrong. Every single one of them. So
Yeah, Gary, you started off the show with a prediction wrong, and it's good I didn't ask you about Dortmund and Sporting, but we do have one from you for Real Madrid, and now you're going for Liverpool. So I'm going to start keeping track of these, and we'll see how you do at the end of tonight. All right, enough Premier League, though. We'll keep you guys posted on that game because that match is now kicked off at Villa Park. Alex, it's still 0-0, 86th minute over at Signal Iduna, and it is looking like that is all she wrote here. A 0-0 was enough for Dortmund.
Yeah, I think it was perhaps not the game I was expecting. I was expecting a few more goals, and when you look at what Sporting needed to do to get the win tonight, they had to do a lot more, and they really didn't come out of the races. And they had to have scored in the first 20 minutes to even stand a chance of being in this tie, and they just weren't up to the task. And I think that's been the story since Ruben Amorim left. So a good win for Dortmund and booking themselves a spot in the last 16.
All right. Well, another match happening this evening, Juventus at PSV. Gary, are we going to see yet another Serie A team exit this tournament?
that would be a lot for the league to take. That'll be a lot for the league to take. Last couple of seasons, Serie A teams have generally done better than they have in the previous preceding 6 seasons or so, particularly in Europe generally. So if you take the Europa League, if you take the Conference League with Mourinho and Fiorentina, going to the latter stages and all that, Atalanta going into that final also, so generally they've done well, but I think something is just not clicking for them, and Juventus might have it a bit more difficult. And yet, the anti-football, sorry, fans,
No, go ahead.
anti-football that they are playing, the anti-football, the negative football, the conservative football, the boring football, is bringing them results in some fashion. So you don't want to discount them. So I'd say, Juventus to scrape their way through in an ugly way at the Philips Stadium.
Well, we will go over the lineups here. We know Juve are having some players returning from injury, Yildiz, Cambiaso, Lloyd Kelly, but here's how it's going to go. For the home team, PSV, Benitez, Ledesma, Flamingo, Bosagli, Mauro Jr., Vermin, Schouten, Saibari, and Perisic, Luke de Jong, and Lang leading the front. And for Juve, it's Di Gregorio, Kelly, Renato Vega, Gatti, Weah, Locatelli back in action, Weston McKennie, Coop Miners, Francisco Conceição, Randall Colomuani, and Gonzalez. Alex, we talked about how Randall Colomuani has now made that striker position his own, and Dusan Vlahovic kind of becoming a substitute.
Yeah, he's an afterthought at the moment, given Colomuani coming in and scoring, 4 goals in his last 6 games, I think it is, or 5 games. He's been on fire and doing really well and goals in really important games like against Napoli. So, no, credit to Colomuani. I think that move might have just given him that little extra bit of motivation, a fresh start and a turnover, a new leaf. And he's been Juve's star player of this 2025. And I think he'll continue into the latter stages of this season. And I think could be the man that pushes Juve into that top 4 in the Serie A this season. But tonight, I think they'll have what it takes to get the job done. Lloyd Kelly, of course, coming over from Newcastle. becoming a regular in that Juve starting lineup, and Renato Vega, of course, from Chelsea. So some new signings, and I think perhaps a fresh look to this Juve side, and we might see some different results coming into this 2025 and onwards towards May.
No more draws. Shantelle, PSV are unbeaten at home this season across all competitions. Now, Juve are unbeaten in their last 12 European matches. But a lot of those are draws, we have to admit, like Alex was saying. But do you think this game is going to be as black and white as maybe people thinking Juve are the favorite? Because we know it's one goal that changes this whole game early on. And you, more than anyone, know after that Monaco-Benfica game that the back and forth of this game might be something that we see again.
I think so. And being that PSV, they'll be playing at home, I don't know. I always feel like when teams play at home, they try more because obviously they don't want to let the fans down. And watching the first leg, PSV, I kept saying that they weren't playing how I'd want them to play. So maybe playing at home, now they'll have the support of the fans. Obviously, they have to try to do more to stay within the competition. So I don't think it will be as black and white as, you know, both teams have a lot to lose. So
Yep.
it's just to see how it will work out for either of the teams.
Who are you backing in this one?
Being that I saw how PSV played, if they come with that same energy, it's going to be Juve.
It's Juve.
It's going to be, but they have been unbeaten at home, so it's kind of tricky.
Yeah.
It's very tricky, but it's very tricky. But I'm going to just lay all my cards down on Juve.
Okay. Alex, you following that?
Yeah, I think Juve, I could say a draw, but I think Juve will go through at the end of the night.
Oh, you could see a draw with Juve. Amazing.
Yeah, it's a wild pick. And, no, I think Juve have what it takes to get the win and, well, I say get the win, qualify for the last 16. And if that is etching out a 0-0 draw, then they do what they have to do. And I think that, I guess at the end of the day, you have to give the credit to Thiago Motta if they do get the result. Sometimes it's all about doing what's necessary and perhaps not being the most expansive, not the most exciting for the fans, but it gets the results.
He'd be doing it for the entirety of the Serie A because Inter are the only team at this point that have been, you know, convincing here. Gary, can Juve do it? A nice, healthy draw for the old lady?
If anybody can, it's 2024-25 Juve.
All right, everyone backing Juve. Well, let's see. Could be maybe an upset like we saw Club Brugge against Atalanta yesterday. This match is wrapping up. Borussia Dortmund will be heading on to the round of 16, and this is the end of Sporting's journey. So one team, another team has gone on, another team has gone out. We'll quickly touch on the final match of the evening, PSG versus Brest, guys. But this one, as Dortmund and Sporting, is very similar. A 3-0 first leg, Alex, to PSG. I don't think there's much to say here.
No, I don't think we'll see anything other than a PSG win tonight. I think Brest have had their moment in the Champions League. They had their good run. They started off really well, but tailed off a little bit towards the end of that league phase. And PSG have turned a new leaf in the last couple of weeks, especially in Europe, and that winning against Man City. So I can't see anything other than a PSG win tonight.
Yep, Shantelle nodding your head.
Same. Like you mentioned Dembele, and I'm like, yeah, we've seen the season that he's having. So I feel like it should be an easy win for PSG based on how they've been performing so far.
Yeah.
7 goals in 5 or 6 games, just unbelievable.
Right.
Yeah. Well, when he picks up his injury, we will all remember. Yes, it is Barcola, Dembele, and Kvicha Kvaratskhelia leading the line for PSG. João Neves, Vitinha, and Fabian Ruiz in the middle, and it's Hakimi, Marquinhos, Pacho, and Nuno Mendes with Donnarumma, on that back line. Gary, you have anything else to say about PSG? No. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Listen, I think go ahead, sorry.
Well, yeah, I was just saying, I'm just hoping that, you know, this season they're going to get something. Now I'm starting to feel sorry for them. I mean, after investing so much money, you deserve something from the Champions League. Like,
Is that how that works?
Well, no, that's not how it works. That's what I'm just hoping for them.
Listen, they'll win Liga, as they do. Coupe de France.
No. Trophée de Champion?
I don't think so. Let's wait. Let's wait and see. Remember, Gary, they are fighting to get into the round of 16. It's very early.
Yeah.
It's very early, right? Let's hold our horses here. But I'll give kudos to Brest, as Alex said, and like Monaco, we saw some of these French sides. I mean, Lille is in the top 8, but these French sides really came out and gave it a really good effort, and they proved a lot of us wrong. And I think a lot of us are looking at these teams now with a lot more interest, and I think they did very well. So regardless of what happens this evening for Brest, they had a great Champions League campaign, and who knows, maybe this will be the upset. We were talking about Celtic and Bayern yesterday, but if Brest beat PSG, could it be?
Oh boy.
I mean, upset of the round. Upset of the Champions League so far, I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, let's circle back to the big one, Real Madrid and Manchester City. We did ask you guys who are following us on YouTube a few questions, and we asked you if Marmoush deserved to play instead of Haaland. 63% of you said yes, fair enough. And we also asked, who do you think will be eliminated? Now, this is interesting, guys, because it says Manchester City 54, Real Madrid 45. Alex, that's pretty even. I've been asking people, throughout this week. I've been putting polls on my socials, and it has been very in favor that Real Madrid is the favorite. And I'm talking like 75 to 80%. This is now looking a lot closer than, I think as we're getting closer to the match, it seems like people are maybe starting to do the Pep Guardiola overthinking.
Yeah. I think these games, anything can happen. We know that both teams have so much experience in these games. Real Madrid are the so-called, and I think they have the title, the Kings of Europe when it comes to the Champions League. Man City of recent have been really strong in this competition, and these two sides have had some real good battles over the last couple of years, and I think we're going to have another one tonight. It's still open, there's only one goal in it. If Man City get an early goal in the first 15, 20 minutes, makes things interesting. Real Madrid have to then come out of their shell a little bit. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a cracking game. And
hopefully Gary's 4-4 is right just for us, too. Gary,
entertaining.
That's what we want. We want the drama. Gary, it's been said that Erling Haaland is currently not warming up with Manchester City and his teammates at the Santiago Bernabéu. With all your experience as a journalist in this football field, what do you make of that?
Look, the first thought that came to mind is not one that I'm thinking, because Haaland is too professional from the little we've seen to do that. So if they put Marmoush ahead of him, I don't think Haaland gets angry enough to say, I'm not going to warm up. I don't want to even think that. That was the first thought that came to mind. I'm like, nah, not Erling Haaland. He's too professional, too polished for that. Mm-hmm. But maybe he's pulled something. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, we saw him come off against Newcastle, which is arguably why he isn't starting this match. As much as Omar Marmoush had a fantastic match, Haaland, we saw he scored against Real Madrid last time.
Tried and tested.
Yeah, exactly. And we know what he can do in the Champions League. He's a weapon. He's a weapon. So I think there's a couple moving pieces here, but I also think that if he is fit enough, Shantelle, and City need him in the second half, he's there.
No, he's definitely.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, he will be there.
Yeah. So, well, we'll keep an eye on that for you guys. Inching closer and closer, Alex and Shantelle. Still not time for predictions. Alex, actually, you have a booking code for us?
Two, yes. It's not gone well tonight. I did one earlier for the 4 games. I've done one for the 3 games at 9 o'clock, so don't worry. So I've gone for a home win in the PSG-Brest game. I think that's one of the safest ones. That's at 1.21. These odds obviously subject to change. Over 9.5 corners in the PSV-Juve game. I feel like it's going to be a cagey one.
Yep.
Both sides perhaps trying to use those set pieces to their advantage, and I think we're going to see a bit of a scrappy one. That's at 1.67. And then in the Real Madrid-Man City game, I've gone for over 4.5 bookings, so 1.86, with a total odds of 3.76. So a safer bet for tonight, and I'm more confident about this one.
I hope so. I hope so. Gary, what do you make of Alex's quick picks for these 3 upcoming matches?
Well, they look good enough.
Well, listen, you
They
actually
look
shouldn't
good
take
enough.
advice from Gary since he clearly got
Yeah.
0 out of 4 yesterday.
Yeah, they look good enough, but I would abstain on this one. Last night I was atrocious.
Okay, all right, guys. Well, it's time. Now, I want to hear your predictions for Man City and Real Madrid. Shantelle, we will start with you.
Okay, so Man City versus Real Madrid. No, I like to call Real Madrid mentality monsters in the sense of if Man City scores first, they will come back. They will find the goals. They will come back. I don't know if they use it as motivation or something, but mentality monsters, that's Real Madrid. I want to say because it's such a tough match, we'll see a lot of back and forth going. So I don't see 4 goals, that 4-4. It might be less because they both are fighting. So I want to say for this second leg, maybe we'll see 2 goals from Real Madrid, maybe only 1 from Man City.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Real Madrid still to
Yeah,
advance.
yeah.
And
Real
2-1.
Madrid will win. I mean, they're the favorites. They have to go through. They have to go through.
Club Brugge weren't favorites last night.
But Real Madrid, Club Brugge, two
Um,
different.
Actually, Alex, funnily enough, our senior boss here had an interesting prediction. I won't say it. I told him if he got it right that he'd have to come on the show tomorrow because it's a wild one. What do you think is going to happen tonight?
It's a difficult one. These ones you just can't pick.
Nope.
And, I think I was leaning towards what Clinton said earlier, the 2-2 draw. I think on the night both teams will be going for each other, and I think Man City will really try and take the game to Real Madrid. We saw, speaking to Pep Guardiola yesterday, about how he wants his team to play with courage, just to be themselves, and we know that when City are playing at their best, they're almost unstoppable. So
Shantelle, there's a reaction. And it's been ruled offside. Aston Villa scored, but it has been ruled offside about 17 minutes into this match. Marcus Rashford, Gary, he heard you. Lots of time in this one, lots and lots of time. Look at the face. Look at the face. This is too much football. This is way too much football. We can't have the Premier League and the Champions League going. It's just, there's a lot going on.
A good Premier League game. A good Premier League game.
Yeah. Of course. Alex, sorry to cut you off there.
that's all right. I'm going to stick with 2-2.
2-2. So Real will go through based on the first leg.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to stick my neck out, and I'm going to say City's going to win 2-1, which means extra time because I want penalties. I want the drama. This is going to be such a big match, and we know that one of these teams is going. And why not take it to the last leg, get the Bernabéu screaming? I'm not picking winner. I just want penalties. I'm picking for me. I want penalties. I want all of us. You know, Alex will be jumping up and down. Shantelle will be shaking. Like, it'll be great for us. It'll be good. I don't know, Gary. What do you think?
I agree.
Okay. Okay. Thanks so much. I mean, listen, if out of all the games, this could be the game where we see it go the distance, no?
Yeah.
And penalties, if it were to go to penalties, I'll push you guys here. Who are you backing in penalties?
Real Madrid.
Yeah, I think so.
I think the City do have some really good players in there, but perhaps lacking on the experience side of things. Foden, Marmoush. You look at Real Madrid, you have Modric in there, you have Mbappe, you have Vinny. Slightly more experience in these high-pressure moments.
Gary, I'll ask you the same question. Who do you back when it comes to penalties? Real Madrid as well?
Man City, actually, on penalties.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
If it has to penalties, I'm backing Man City.
You're going to back Man City?
Yeah, I think the pressure will probably they'll be more relaxed, I think, than Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid should finish this in 90 extra time at most. If it goes to penalties, I think they'll be, Man City will be calm.
So you think that if it goes into extra time, that pressure and that, build up more and more, that's going to be more on Real Madrid because, I mean,
think
obviously
Real
playing in
Madrid are
front of their
good enough.
fans.
They are good enough to finish
To get the job
this
done
in
in
90.
regular time.
Yeah.
Not City.
And the longer it stays, the better it is for Manchester City in terms of confidence, in terms of, momentum and all that. So.
All right. Well, I mean, listen, I know what Real Madrid is in the Champions League, but I would love to see it just because I think penalties would just be incredible in this match. And we know, like I said, one of them are going to be going out. Might as well drag it to the last minute and see what we can get. I mean, can you imagine, Gary, the scenes in the Santiago Bernabéu if Man City knock out Real Madrid? That's one conversation. Pep Guardiola knocks out Real Madrid? Can you imagine? I can't come to work tomorrow. The streets are going to be, I'll have to stay inside. Like, I actually would be, I don't even know, Alex, what would happen here in Madrid. But
what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
Clinton's going to be on the streets with flares going.
I think I'd be walking to work tomorrow and I'd see a lot of Manchester City fans asleep on the side of the street after a heavy night of celebrations, if that was the case.
What do you think, Shantelle? What would the scenes be of City, specifically Guardiola, because we know...
Wait, we're talking in Madrid, what it will look like here?
If City win this game, it's more so about... I mean, Real Madrid being knocked out is one thing, but I think the bigger thing is Guardiola knocking out Real Madrid because this rivalry is it's bigger than any of us.
You know what? I feel like he needs this moment. So if that happens for him, I can just imagine how ecstatic he'll be because we've seen him go through so much this season. Who knows? He'll probably
Can he handle it?
the streets running up and down. We'll probably see him out there.
Epic Clinton.
Yeah, just running, just doing the most, like celebrating. He might even stay an extra night just celebrating here in Madrid. He needs this. He needs this. If it happens,
Do it for Pep. Well,
It's going to change the season. If he wins, it's going to change Pep's season. Like
literally.
Wait, stop. If they win, and then City win the Premier League.
Okay, no, you've gone too far.
No!
Champions League.
You've gone too far. You've gone too far.
No, can you
breaking
imagine?
two people's hearts simultaneously.
Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry. I wasn't thinking. No, I'm just getting ahead of myself. I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
Well, because I do think you're right. I think if they win this game, it could give Pep, specifically Pep, not necessarily City, but that extra, that mojo that he's been missing, obviously, dealing with, a lot. And it seems like he kind of lost his bit of a lag there. Sorry.
Wow.
Did you see that?
I mean, even the feed could not believe the weight of what you. There we go again. There we go again.
Technical issues. They can't believe what we're talking about right now. All right, guys. Well, Gary, we'll let you go now. We'll let you go enjoy the game with whatever you're sipping on, and we'll see what happens. The three of us will stick with you guys for our watch along. Real Madrid, Manchester City, PSV, Juve, and of course, PSG and rest. But Gary, it's been a pleasure. We hope that you come back soon and make this more of a normal thing. We get it, you're busy, but we like to see your face here.
Has he started a new project or something?
I'm spreading the love
Something
to the
going on.
boys. I'm spreading the love to the boys, Like,
Oh, I know. We featured on it now. Sporty FM, by the way, is what we're talking about over here.
there we go.
Big ups to everyone over in Accra and Sporty FM. Alex and I being guests. You got to get Shantelle on it next time, Gary, and maybe
Tomorrow,
KlintonCod.
Shantelle. Lucas was on today.
Lucas has been on a few times. Brilliant stuff.
On Sporty FM.
Yeah.
This
No, we
morning.
love it. It's a good time. So keep killing it over there.
Shantelle, please, Alex, please be our producer for tonight. There we go.
What is going on?
So, Alex, please, we'll get you to produce. They actually said they wanted Clinton, didn't they? They said they wanted Clinton on tomorrow morning.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
so-
listen, I'll tell you this much for free, Gary. You might not be getting an answer to that call.
So they wanted Clinton and Shantelle on tomorrow morning. So we got to make it happen.
All right, well, let's make it happen. Gary, thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the big one, and we'll talk to you soon.
Ciao, cheers, bye.
Ciao, cheers, and bye. I love
Cheers.
it. Big Bayern Munich
Cheerio.
fan. Gary's been sipping on a drink. All right, guys. Well, Shantelle, let's jump back to the Premier League quickly because these 3 matches are going to be starting soon. But we're 25 minutes into this. 0-0. Biggest chance.
Liverpool fan. Yes, Aston Villa has like a very good lineup, and when you have Marcus Rashford that's coming in that has a lot to prove, of course he's going to put on his A game. We've seen the last game that he came on and he performed better than I've seen him play at Man United for quite a time. But for Liverpool, we have a very strong lineup. We have McAllister, who can score at any time or give an assist. We have Jota on, we have Sara. So this will be a very tight one. We'll see them going back and forth, and Liverpool is notorious for showing up in the second half, so maybe the first half will be quite a snore.
Yeah.
And then Slot works his magic or shouts at them or something happens at halftime, and then we'll get that Liverpool game that I would love to see. But for now, this is classic Liverpool.
Yeah.
Classic Liverpool.
64% of the viewers are backing Liverpool to win this one, 21% Aston Villa, and 13% for a draw. Listen, Liverpool, like Real Madrid, are a team that play until the very last minute. So, like Shantelle is back in her team, we know why. All right, guys, we are getting to the last minutes before kickoff here. The players are coming onto the pitch. Why do I feel like this is a final? Like I'm starting to amp myself up and really.
No, you feel like that because when you have two big teams like Man City and Real Madrid going head to head.
But not even in the round of 16.
Yeah,
They're not even there. Like
exactly.
That's crazy.
That's why it's so tense right now, and you feel nervous and you're panicking because who's gonna make it, who won't. So it's pretty tense.
Alex, do you feel the energy in the room?
I do. I'm excited for this one. It's going to be a cracking game. These are the nights we live for in Champions League football. These are two of, if not the two biggest teams in terms of what they've done over the last couple of years in Europe, and obviously the stature of both clubs, the players, the managers. It's going to be a cracker. I can't wait for this one.
Absolutely. We also asked you guys if you thought Inter will be the only team standing after this knockout phase, and 75% of the viewers voted yes, meaning that PSV have some work to do this evening. And we said unbeaten at home across all competitions this season. They have a point to prove, like Club Brugge yesterday. And Juve, I mean, not the most thrilling team to watch, obviously. They did well last time, but 1 goal difference, that can change in the first opening minutes, guys. I do think this Juve-PSV game will be a really good game. I think if it wasn't for the Real Madrid and Man City, I think all eyes naturally are going to focus on the big dogs, but I do think that game is going to be a lot closer than maybe people are thinking. But we'll find out and we'll see. It's time for kickoff.
Time for kickoff. It's exciting.
I'm very, very excited, guys. Let us know how you're watching the match and who you're going for, Real Madrid or Manchester City. The question I have to you is who will qualify, because obviously it can go either way here, could be a draw. So I want to know who will go through. Lineups coming back out for Real Madrid. Bellingham having a point to prove in this one, Alex, after the chaos over the weekend, let's say.
Yeah, I mean, we all know the quality that Bellingham has as a player. He's a fantastic midfielder. He's one of the best in the world. And I think after the weekend, not only him, but Real Madrid, they've had a few, they haven't won in their last 3 league games, obviously, with that draw in the Madrid derby and that loss to Espanyol and the draw with Osasuna at the weekend. So I think a point to prove, but then also when you look at the match last week between the two sides at the Etihad, Real Madrid really showed up when they needed to, and Bellingham as well with that goal at the end. So
no kidding.
I think it will be, both sides will be out there with a point to prove, and I think Man City...
Oh my God, I missed that. Liverpool scored.
All right, well...
There you go.
There you have it. 1-0. Just as we finished up talking about it, obviously, they have to score here. Liverpool, and it's Mohamed Salah. Who else?
Course.
No shock here. 1-0, 28 minutes into this match. Let's take a look at it since we were all a little too distracted from some Champions League action. Oh, it's a really poor, yeah, that's all Aston Villa's fault there. Liverpool capitalized on a poor back pass.
Blame Disassi for that mistake there? Was that too harsh? Too harsh.
You blame Disassi for anything in football, I'd say.
The assist was from Jota. Oh.
Salah with another goal.
Axel Disassi actually did pick up the yellow I'm seeing for getting into an argument with the ref. And there you have it. All right. Well, 1-0 Liverpool, 30 minutes in. Oh, my goodness. And there's Giorgio Chiellini at PSV watching his old team, Juventus. I love seeing the former players watching
and Edwin van der Sar there as well.
Oh, yeah. No, it's brilliant. You love to see it. It's so good watching, you know, former players come and watch these big matches in the Premier League. And ladies and gentlemen, Man City, Real Madrid has kicked off at the Santiago Bernabéu. Madrid in their white, as per usual, with Man City sporting their, what would you call that, garnet? Kind of looking West Ham-y.
It's a burgundy.
What's the difference between garnet and burgundy?
That's
a question for you at home.
That's a question for a painter.
That's a question for a painter.
Not for me.
PSV and Juve also kicking off. And we are just waiting for the Paris match to be kicking off at the Parc des Princes here. Looks like it will be in just a few seconds or so, meaning that all three games for maybe the first time in the last, 3 weeks have kicked off around the same time. We've had some delays, obviously, in the Champions League. It does happen. All right, guys. Well, the Parc des Princes is already flooded with smoke from the fans. We know how those Parisians can get, so no surprise here. Brest have a lot of work to do. 3 goals down in Paris. It is not going to be easy, but we will see. All right, all the matches have kicked off. Champions League action underway here. Well,
this is going to be a good night of football. I mean, obviously, with most of the eyes focused on Real Madrid, Man City, but I think PSV and Juve will be a good game as well. PSG, I think that's a foregone conclusion. But, of course, Aston Villa and Liverpool in the Premier League, 2 very strong sides. And, well, City's starting off on the front foot here.
I think they have to, because I think if they score 1 goal early, guys, that changes the whole dynamic of this game. It's even level, and they go back to, you know, a draw with one another. Right now, they're still climbing up this so-called mountain. Let's see if it gets better or worse. Yesterday in the knockout phase in Matchday 2, or in the second leg, rather, we saw 14 goals across 4 matches. You guys expecting more or less than that? Well, I'm assuming less.
I think less.
I think it's going to be less.
Dortmund haven't got us off to the best of starts, but I think there'll be goals in these games, but definitely not as much as last night. Last night was, I think, a spectacle for all to see. As 3-3 draw between Benfica and Monaco, and then that 3-1 win for Club Brugge against Atalanta. AC Milan with 2 goals in that game against Feyenoord. But I think these games will be a little bit tighter, especially Real Madrid, Man City, although I think there could be some goals in that one. I think both teams will, especially if City score first, I can see it being...
I kind of want City to score first just to create chaos.
No, honestly, and being that I keep calling them the mentality monsters, that's Real Madrid. If City scores first, then they'll have to wake up and start playing, and then we'll see real action.
Absolutely. I think all of us want to. I mean, it would be interesting to see if, let's say, Brest or, if PSV score first as well. It's the same situation for Juve and PSV. It's back to 0-0. No away goals, as we know. And, I mean, for Brest, it would give them some sort of motivation here, going up a goal. I mean, it's still going to be difficult for them, but it would give them something here. Alex, do you wish you were there at the Bernabeu right now with about half of our colleagues?
I really do. I really do. What a night it's going to be. I can imagine the atmosphere is...
Banana. Well, I mean, to be fair, I was shocked when Clinton was outside still that we were seeing so many Man City fans, because usually they funnel the away fans in, keep everyone separate, but there were more Man City fans in that little clip from Clinton than Real Madrid fans at that point. A Real Madrid score.
Oh, my word.
We're going home.
What a way to start.
Wow. Mbappe, we were all... Why was that so slow motion?
That was unbelievable.
We didn't think it was going to happen. Oh, the cut, the camera guy to Pep Guardiola. It is not looking good. Aggregate 4-2 to Manchester City. Kylian Mbappe getting a chip over Ederson. There was a lack of communication here, I think, between the defenders and Ederson. He was off the line. I'm not really sure what was going on there, but Kylian Mbappe makes a meal out of it. Chips the keeper. 1-0 to Real Madrid, and it is 4 minutes into this match?
No, his head shake. It was like, whew, that was too easy.
All right, let's rewind. Sorry, there. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Ooh.
John Stones. Oh no, that's Ruben Diaz.
Well,
Oh.
Edison caught in no man's land as well.
Yeah, I think though neither Ruben Diaz nor John Stones was covering him. They were running alongside. Ederson's off the line here. You have to talk at least. This is going to be a long, long day for, Manchester City if it continues like this, because this is not what they wanted at all. And that was too easy, guys.
That was
To be
his
quite
reaction.
honest,
He
that
was just
was-
like, too easy.
That was.
And we're less than 5 minutes into the
And if City want to win inside 90 minutes now, they have to win 3-1,
Yeah.
which makes it even more difficult.
Gary was saying, though, he thinks that City will want to go the distance. So maybe they don't want to win inside.
Maybe.
They want to just play into extra time and try. Oh, no, someone's down. Oh, this is not good for Manchester City. Somebody's down, and it looks like, is it John Stones?
It is.
Oh, John Stones is down, and it doesn't look promising at all. I think he chose to take the knee there. Oh, I don't think you could ask for a worse start. If you're a City fan, let us know. Could there have been a worse start? You see one of your starting defenders go down, and you get scored on in the first 5 minutes of this match. Ooh la la. Alex.
For Man City, a silver lining is that Nathan Ake is back in. Obviously, he's on that substitutes bench and didn't feature against Newcastle, was rested, I think, for quite possibly a moment like this where even Ruben Diaz, who was rested at the weekend, is starting, but to have Nathan Ake on that bench, I think it will give him a lot of confidence. You know, when you have a big player such as John Stones go out in the first 5 minutes, it's never good, but to have someone like Nathan Ake to be able to come on is brilliant for Man City.
I'm sorry, we're just rewatching the goal, and I don't know what Ruben Diaz was thinking. He tried to dive to header it back to Ederson, but completely missed and just threw himself on the ground. And it is Alex Nathan Ake warming up on the sidelines. We could see a very early substitution here for Real Madrid and Manchester City. Wow. All right, one goal. Well, actually, the first goal of the evening, since there were no goals in Sporting and Dortmund. Very early on, could we see PSV, Juve, Brest, or PSG, PSV? Oh, my goodness, that's going to be really difficult this evening. Oh, they're getting a stretcher. All right, the game still hasn't commenced here. It does look like John Stones might need help getting off the pitch. Oh, guys.
As a Man City fan, this is probably one of the worst things you could see right now.
All the fans that Clinton was with earlier. Well,
Yeah.
we are seeing John Stones walking himself off the pitch, which is always better to see than getting carried off. The replay here, I'm just trying to see, he did. Oh, he landed badly on his ankle there. Yeah, and
quite
it looks
painful.
like he did it. We know.
Oh my God,
Villa scored.
Villa scored.
Wow.
Villa scored.
Okay.
Tielemans.
Yeah, Tielemans. Nice. Well, sorry, Shantelle. No, I just. 1-1. Aston Villa 1, Liverpool 1, 37 minutes into the match. And Nathan Ake has come in for John Stones over at the Santiago Bernabéu, and the night is over for John Stones. Let's take a look at this Aston Villa goal here, though. From a set piece outside of the box, crossed into the area. Headed up by, oh la la, following over each other. Oh my goodness gracious, they
That
could
is
not
poor
clear.
defending there from Liverpool.
Yeah, they tripped over each other. We saw about 5 header bobbling up and down before Tielemans was able to get one past.
Yeah, there's no way Alisson could have
No,
saved
that's
that.
not on Alisson. That's on the
Yeah,
defenders,
yeah, it's
though. It
definitely
looked like
defenders.
Konate also tripped over one of his fellow teammates.
It's the way I could potentially have a terrible night if Liverpool loses or Real Madrid gets, oh my God.
Early days. 1-1, Liverpool, Aston Villa. Liverpool on the... What in the world did I just watch?
Wait.
That's...
What?
Alex,
What's that?
That was your boy Diogo Jota. Oh, he got a weird foot on that, and it went
He
absolutely
should be
into
scoring.
Mars.
That is poor.
That is a
Jota?
KlintonCod special, ladies and gentlemen.
Of course, the new ball in use tonight in the Premier League.
And what were producer Ben and I saying that this ball did not look good?
I kind of like it. I think it's a throwback.
It is a throwback, but it looks very, I don't know, it looks very cheap, if I'm honest. It looks like the material isn't good. Hey, maybe, Alex, it's not. Again, poor defending from Aston Villa. They can't get anything past here. Oh. All right, 0-0 PSV and Juventus, 0-0 PSG and rest, and it's 1-0 Real Madrid, Manchester City, 1-1 Aston Villa and Liverpool. All right, guys, how do City turn this around if, oh my God, and they just might here. A little bit of build-up play. Alex, how does City turn this around? Because this is the worst way this game could start. They get scored on and they lose one of their starting defenders. How do they, like Shantelle says about Real Madrid, the mentality monsters, how do they change their mentality? Because one thing with City is we've seen their mentality has been, I don't want to say poor, but down. They've just had like a cloud over them. How do you start a game against, you know, the champions of Europe at their home like this and come out of it?
I think they have to carry on playing their game. They can't let their heads go, and obviously this is a nightmare start for Man City, but they have to realise that there's still 80 minutes left. There's still a long way to go in this game. They're only 2 goals behind. They get a goal before half-time and it gets interesting and they go into the second half and they just need the one to send it to extra time. They just have to keep playing their game, stick to the plan that they obviously have and they've been working on this week. And I think if they stick to their plan and keep going, don't lose their heads, I think they've still got every chance of coming back into this game.
All right, well, it looks like there might be an early substitution as well over at PSV and Juventus. Just looking, I'm not sure who the player hurt is right now, but...
It's Renato Vega.
Oh, no. Limping off, and Cambiasso, who just returned from injury, is now being forced to come into this match. Not ideal for Thiago Motta, but 0-0, so they could be Manchester City, but definitely not something Thiago Motta would have wanted to do so early on into the match. And yep, Renato Vega picking up, wobbling off actually here. Well, 2 early subs, guys.
I know that we're supposed to be focusing on Champions League, but has anybody seen Marcus Rashford right now? He's trying so hard.
He saw what
to have a
Anthony
comeback.
became at,
yes,
at Real
he
Betis.
wants that moment for him.
I mean, listen, I think most of football wants to see Marcus Rashford do well just because he was such a good talent and the fall off was criminal.
Yeah.
I think people would be happy to see him do well and just, yeah.
No, hear me out. I want to see him do well,
not
but
tonight.
just not tonight.
Not tonight.
That's the thing, not
this
tonight.
weekend, go crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, this match is slowly heading into halftime. Alex, 1 goal, 2 subs, 3 matches so far.
It's a good start. I mean, Real Madrid's off to the perfect start with a goal there from Mbappe, and Liverpool being pegged back after taking the lead. And, well, goalless in the other 2. I think PSV and Juve will be a very much a chess match tonight. They'll be both sides wanting to avoid conceding a goal early on, because if PSV concede early on, this tie it gets beyond reach when you go into those latter stages of the game and you have 2 goals to claw back, as we see City now. It already was a challenge, but now it gets even harder with that 2-goal deficit away from home. John Stones coming off injured, that never helps the mentality of the players and the confidence of the players when you have to make a change and you're forced to make a change early on. But there's still a long way to go.
Yeah.
There's still 75 more minutes, even longer, with added time included in that to go. And City can't lose their heads if they want to stay in this tie. If they lose their heads and they start trying to change the plan or trying to rush things, the game will slowly start to slip away from them.
I think it was also just the kind of goal that Real Madrid scored. Like, they were caught so off guard. And it was, you know, like, sorry, just a chance there, Vinny trying to make a run and cross it into the area, but nothing there. You know what I mean? Like the fact that the defenders of City couldn't keep up with Mbappe, the fact that he was completely open in between 2 defenders, Ruben Diaz flying to try and save. Like, it was such a disaster on their end, more than it was, you know, an amazing goal from Real. Like, I mean, Mbappe scoring that 10 out of 10 times. Come on. But City, like, I think that's what's worse. It wasn't, you know, okay, that's just a brilliant goal. That was City really falling asleep at the wheel. So, I don't know, guys.
I don't know. This season, City, we've seen them being inconsistent.
Real Madrid that was Jude Bellingham nearly scoring a header from a corner, just going wide there. Sorry, Shantelle, go ahead.
No, I was saying that we've seen where Man City has been super inconsistent this season. And again, this is like the worst start they could have possibly had. And no, I think they might have to adapt to Real Madrid mentality monsters and just think that, as Alex said, that we still have a lot of more minutes to come. Like, there's still time to come back. So keep the confidence level up and just try play to win.
Yeah. If they get knocked out here, Alex, what do you think that means for Guardiola and for City? Obviously, they're fourth right now in the Premier League, so not all hope is lost. But obviously, what was it, only 2 years ago that they won the treble with this team? And more or less this team. There's obviously some changes. But do you think Guardiola rides it out to the end of the season and then decides that contract extension maybe was a bad idea and they have sort of a peaceful separation between the two and they say, listen, it's not going well anymore?
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think he'll get sacked.
Oh, I don't think he'll get sacked. I think they'll come to an agreement and say, let's just terminate that.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see Pep leave at the end of the season, whether that be for him wanting to take a break or wanting to just have a bit of time away from football. And I also wouldn't be surprised City could still win the league. Let's not forget this. Bernardo Silva said yesterday that he believes that they're out of the title race, but there's still a long way to go in the season. And they still are. I still do believe that they are Liverpool's biggest threat to that title, but they will still, I think, probably one of the favourites to finish inside that top four. And they obviously don't have any of the they got knocked out early of the Carabao Cup, and I think when you look at this Champions League, this is probably their big chance at a trophy this season. If they don't manage to go through to the last 16 tonight, I think it will, if you wanted to look at a silver lining, perhaps help them in that way that they can just put all their eggs in one basket.
Like Atalanta.
And focus on the Premier League, exactly. And it's going to be difficult. There's going to be some aftermath from it, and they'll have to recover and come through it. But there are always silver linings to look out for when you get knocked out of a competition. But City won't want to think about that just yet. There's a long way to go.
Absolutely. We're already seeing this get a little scrappy between some players here. We've seen Dani Ceballos and we've seen Nico Gonzalez getting into it. Maybe a booking coming sooner than later in this one. And if City continue to be down 1-0, frustrations are gonna maybe get the better of them. I see bookings coming soon.
That goal was the earliest goal that Man City have conceded in the Champions League since 2018 against Hoffenheim.
Isn't this also like the first ever Champions League match that Haaland hasn't started?
Yeah, so it's the first. He's played every game in the Premier League, or started every game. Liverpool 2-1 down.
Oh my gosh.
Aston Villa have just scored.
Ollie Watkins.
Wow. How do you feel about that one, Shantelle? But yes, Haaland started every game in the Premier League and Champions League for Man City this season. This is the first game he hasn't started. And like we said earlier, they're not been training. He's not been training, or he didn't warm up with the rest of his teammates. So not looking promising for an early or a late substitution. Ooh, what's a chance there? Real Madrid.
Why did it look like that? That had Ederson beat.
Yeah.
That looked came off. That's
it was
why.
a big deflection.
Big deflection. Fair enough. Just rewatching the Ollie Watkins goal here, unmarked Shantelle, looking like the defenders are a
the
bit.
defense is looking very scrappy tonight.
Yeah.
Van Dijk.
Virgil. That's Virgil's man. That's Virgil's man all day. 2-1 Villa at Villa Park, and this match is coming to halftime. But Arne Slot is a man to know. Is a man we know that has a good halftime chat, because he always changes the way Liverpool plays. So let's see. This is a great game, though.
I mean, there's so much going on tonight, man. And
I know.
I love it.
I know. 0-0 PSV and Juve. We have seen Juve with a couple of chances, but nothing that they could make anything of. And 0-0 PSG and Brest. PSG have been on the attack as well, but nothing to report over here. And of course, 1-0 Real Madrid to Manchester City. Halftime over at Villa Park. Chance for maybe Real Madrid here. Rodrigo on the run. Pass to Jude Bellingham. No, Kylian Mbappe, pardon me.
If Real Madrid score another here, I think it's game over.
Should we go home?
Yeah, definitely. And not only should we go home, somebody would have to keep an eye on Pep.
Clinton. They're in the same building right now. Oh, no. What did Pep say at the press conference yesterday, Alex, that they have a 1% chance of winning this game?
Yeah, well, I think he's been asked, Ancelotti was asked, and they had a little back and forth, a little bit of a joke where Ancelotti obviously said that City have got more than a 1% chance, and then Guardiola said, obviously, yes, he was saying in this case, he's lied. He made a little joke, and there was a back and forth between him and the journalist. But I think City have a lot more than a 1% chance of winning this tonight. Obviously now a little bit more difficult.
PSG have scored, and it's Bradley Barcola. 1-0 to PSG, and that is... I don't see Brest coming back from this whatsoever. I also think PSG are going to score a couple of more goals at this one. At home at the Parc des Princes, Bradley Barcola, 1-0. Ooh la la. Not so good for Brest.
I think that might be the end of the road for Brest in the Champions League this season.
Let's just rewatch this one. Wow, what a ball. Who? Are you kidding me? Sorry, can we... This is one of the best goals of the match, of yesterday. No. Bradley Barcola does everything in this. Wow. This is incredible. Beautiful goal, beautiful run, beautiful pass. Amazing. What do you think of him, Alex, as a youngster coming through? Obviously, the French ranks here could be causing problems maybe in the international matches coming up.
No, he's a really good player, and he's shown to be one of those starlets or...
Well, they are checking the goals, sorry.
Interesting to see if that holds that is... They've confirmed it. Goal check over.
Good. I'm happy for that. That was a great goal.
But yeah, no, Bradley Barcola's, I think, taken on a little bit of onus and responsibility in that PSG side. Obviously now, no Mbappe, and they're looking for that man to lead the line, and I think he's slowly moulding himself into a player that could really be that talisman for PSG, and we know the qualities that he has, and I can see him year on year and season on season becoming better and better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chance here for Real Madrid. Bellingham coming forward, ball across. Well defended there by Ruben Diaz. This is a tense start here. Sorry, Kusanov there with the clearance. It's a tense start here in Madrid.
Yeah, it's...
Real Madrid off to a brilliant start, but Man City still having to do some defending. Real Madrid obviously wanting to kill this game off as soon as they can.
As the time goes on, though, guys, we're reaching the halfway point of this first half. And yes, there is a lot of time, but those minutes are winding down, and every minute is precious here for Manchester City. They need 2 goals to secure extra time at the least. I don't know.
It's looking like an uphill battle.
We are expecting like Haaland to come on in the second half, but I feel like right as halftime, we're going to see that change.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. If it stays like this, I mean, I feel like...
That's if he's fit to come on.
I think you play this game if you got one leg. Like, I think you have to.
I think also, and this is perhaps the difference we see between Marmoush and Erling Haaland, that Marmoush is obviously a brilliant striker and a brilliant forward, has lots of skill. We saw him play an almost perfect game against Newcastle at the weekend, but perhaps lacks that presence and that aerial threat, I think, that Erling Haaland
100%.
has. And I think that just that
the
strength,
physicality,
to be able to hold
and
the
against
ball
a
up
Rudiger,
absolutely.
absolutely.
We've seen obviously Haaland struggle, and he scored his first goal against Real Madrid in a City shirt last week in that 3-2 defeat. But I think that's something that they're really lacking without Haaland up top. There is that presence, that physicality, and that just to be a nuisance to that Real Madrid defence, especially with Raul Santiago, who the younger side of this defence, and someone who isn't as experienced in these games, and I talk about it, was a brilliant ball across to Mbappe for the goal.
Ruben Diaz, look at this. Look at this.
He lost his back completely.
Oh,
He was watching the ball and I think lost sight of where.
It's one of those ones that you don't like to watch. Like you feel that. I think, okay, so yesterday when we were talking about Ademola Lookman, and I was saying, I don't think you risk him to come on if they're already down 2-0, and obviously we saw him come on. But I think Ademola Lookman for Atalanta there's only one like him, you know? I think he's a very creative player. Obviously they have Retegui, who's a striker, but I think now that they have Marmoush on this team, play Holland. Play Holland in this second half if you want to do anything, because, I mean, I'm not saying he's going to pick up anything if he does come in. Wow. Sorry, just the fact that Fede Valverde is just absolutely open here. If that ball got to him, it would have been 2-0. Wow, City's defense. But they do have Omar Marmoush to fall back on now, and we've seen, you know, what he's capable of at Eintracht Frankfurt in his early days. I mean, against, obviously, Newcastle last week, but I think you need Holland in a game like this more than you might need Marmoush. And you can rely on Marmoush throughout the season.
Yeah.
I think also, I mean, this is obviously something that they'll test and they'll try and work out in training of both of them playing up top together, because if they can work out some sort of system...
4-4-2?
Yeah, if they can work out some sort of system where both can be a threat up top and both can play together in a system and work well off each other, I think they could be really dangerous. And it offers that both sides. We talk about the physicality that Haaland has, and then the perhaps the more skillful side of the game that Omar Marmoush has. And I think if they can, it may be a pie in the sky, a wish that maybe is a bit too far-fetched, but if they can find a way for both of those players to work up front, they could be a formidable force going forward into the next couple of seasons.
No kidding. Let's just check in with some of you guys watching along here. Someone said City will win, you Real brats. If they only knew. We said, Emma de Jong says, I believe 2 goals from Mbappe. So we have 1, waiting for 2 then. Tege Hugme, excuse my pronunciation, says Real 2, City 1. Football Source says Man City will win. All right, there's still... Football Moment says Man City 3, Real Madrid 1. 3 goals from City. Okay. There's still hope, it seems.
It's a tough match so far. We've only seen 1 attempt from City, and we're almost half all in.
I think the concern is, it's the attempts, because Real Madrid have been going forward much more than City. We haven't seen them really be able to
City's just broken this season. That's what I'm summing it up to, because one moment they're good, and next moment we're seeing this. So.
Manchester City, for those of you at home, will be playing Liverpool over the weekend. Big
luck.
match for... You know what, Shantelle, though? I would be careful, because I would say that they're going to lose to Real Madrid, and then they're going to pump Liverpool. That's the exact kind of team that like Man City are. We see what they do. 1 week, they're shocking, and usually it's after a shocking match, then they play well. I wouldn't... I don't know, Alex. I know you have your sporty bad booking codes, but I wouldn't touch that game with a 10-foot pole.
Yellow card,
I had over 4.5 bookings tonight. And
we were saying bookings are coming.
We have their Gundogan being the first one.
Wait, did anybody predict a red card for this match, Real Madrid?
I kind of spoke it into existence. I didn't actually say it, but I asked if people wanted a red card. I asked Gary, and Gary was kind of saying, like, yeah, he would really, really enjoy if there was one, even though he didn't really want to say it. I wouldn't be surprised. I think if the first frustration builds in the second half, we're going to see it. I don't know from whose side, but it's one of those games. It's just cagey. Well, it's still 0-0, PSV and Juve. And Juve are happy with that, eh, Alex?
Yeah.
They'll sit on that 0-0 tie all day.
I think the longer this game goes on for Juve, the more favourable it is for them. Obviously, they want to drag this out as long as possible and frustrate PSV. PSV will want to try and get a goal as early as possible, because the longer they leave it, the more difficult it gets. And I think Juve, we've seen them this season, they're very accustomed and very well built to play for a draw.
We did just have Kylian Mbappe take a shot there, but it remains 1-0. Alex, actually, if PSV and Juve draw, Juve go through, Juve adds another draw, and PSV remain unbeaten at home.
I mean, Silver linings.
Silver linings. It's all, yeah, it all makes sense in terms of these, football patterns we sometimes follow here. Guys, it's 30 minutes in, Real Madrid, Man City, and I have something to say. This is not living up to what I want, and I need more to happen from this game. In fact,
I feel like it's living up to my expectation. Like, again, I would have wanted that 4-4 that Gary was predicting where we have like that goal galore. But as you said, it's a bit cagey, so.
I think because the goal was also so early too, it feels like it was so, it's been a while now.
Yeah.
Like it opened up.
So we're just going to see the
basically.
fight going back and forth with maybe not much goals to come.
Yeah. I'm just not getting the exciting football either. Yeah, Real Madrid have had more possession and they're trying here, but I'm still not.
No, honestly, because even if we're not getting the goals, at least let's see some good defending or some stand-up midfielder.
It seems
or
like both
something
teams,
happening.
Real Madrid is happy with this. They don't need to do anything.
Exactly.
City are uninspiring, so I'm feeling it's a little bit flat is the word, I think, right now. But we did see from yesterday's matches that the second halves were the halves to be watching. Monaco, Benfica, Shantelle. Nuno Mendes, drop the shoulder.
Honestly, if we should have a Benfica versus Monaco for all the games, I'd be so stressed out because that was such a chaotic match.
That's a chance for Brest.
Ooh.
No, not too much.
No, I don't think anything too malicious there in that collision there between Ferland Mendy and Phil Foden.
Well, the Mbappe shot we saw a couple minutes ago there.
It's a lovely ball through as well from
Chouameni.
Chouameni. Outside of the boot. Comfortable save for Edison though.
Yeah, good shot though.
This is going to be really tough for City if they can't get a goal. I think if they don't get a goal before half time,
I don't know,
I'm
Alex.
really beginning to doubt them.
I don't know.
Foden.
I want a
I'm
refund.
so unimpressed with him.
As Guardiola said yesterday, they have to play with courage. They have to.
Yeah, this isn't courageous.
This is
Flat.
It feels too apprehensive at the moment.
Exactly. Great word for it. Yeah, they're. Oh, I thought they were gonna play that one through. Foul against Rodrigo from Guardiola here. The caginess continues. The cards will come, Alex. I think that one, that part of your booking code will hit. I think so. What else did you have? Remind me.
So I had over 4.5 bookings in the game, the Real Madrid Man City game. I had a home win in the PSG Brest game and over 9.5 corners in the PSV Juve game.
Okay. Well, there's been one corner apiece for Juve and PSV, so we got 2 and we got to hit 9. Second half.
10. We've got to hit 10.
We got to hit 10. Over 9.5.
We've got
okay.
8 to go.
You got PSG.
Ooh, chance there for PSV.
Come on. Come on. Someone. Sometimes do you think that we overhype some of these games that we maybe are building up in our heads?
No, I think so. I definitely think so.
I don't think
Chance for Real Madrid here at top of the box. Oh, Kylian Mbappe. 2-0.
Wow, that's it.
So you saw that goal. That goal, from the moment I started talking, you knew that goal was going in. Manchester City's defense was all over the place. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 2-0. 2 goals. Whoever called that in the comments. Someone check on Pat. It is 2-0. 2 goals to Kylian Mbappe. The aggregate is 5-2.
Wow.
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 Good night.
That's all she wrote.
Should we go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
See you guys tomorrow.
I think
We'll see you
it's
guys
over.
tomorrow. Sporty Show, same time, same place.
If Man City somehow can turn this around, which I don't see it happening. Well,
I hope there's at least a glimpse, though, because
at least it would be a football night
is...
to remember. If they somehow turn this around, it will be a night to remember.
This was so poor from their defense. What? Why? Kusanov. Oh, no.
Okay, it's a Champions League night, but Liverpool and Aston Villa.
To be fair, this is the best game on the TV right now. This is. I think it's because it's the most back and forth, I would say. Kylian Mbappe, 6 goals in 10 matches, making it look easy against Manchester City. And the Madridistas are going crazy at the Santiago Bernabéu. I do wonder about those away fans right now.
It's an uphill battle. Man City are now 28.00 to win this game.
Oh.
28.
Sprinkle? If you're a betting man or woman?
That's to win this game in the 90 minutes.
Oh, in the 90. What's to qualify?
To qualify for Man City, Real Madrid obviously the clear favourites at the moment. For Man City, it's 15.5. So
16.5?
15.5. So not as insurmountable as 29 as it's gone up to now, but still it's an uphill battle.
29. Oh my God, Alex, you should probably just place one for the plot.
Place one for the plot.
Just place one for the plot.
I'm not sure. I'd rather place Real Madrid win 1.08 at the moment. That looks like more of a safe bet.
For those of you guys watching along here, I know a few of you were saying that City can still win or City are going to score. Actually, there's a bit of a chance here. Good run. No, not enough.
Good tackle from Raul Santiago.
Those City fans or those people that thought City were going to win, do you still think that City have a chance is what I'll ask you. I'm not asking you if they're going to win. Do you think City have a chance in this? The aggregate, guys, is 5-2. They need 3 goals in order to just draw this match and go into extra time, 4 to win it in regular time. We're about 36 minutes in. Let us know if you think City have a chance or if you've already turned off the game.
You've already turned off.
I mean, listen.
Yeah.
I think some City fans would have already. Real Madrid fans definitely not, of course.
Yeah.
But City fans, it's tough. They need a goal in this first half for anything. For anything. I think this is yeah.
That goal from Kylian Mbappe is the second longest sequence of passes against Pep Guardiola's Man City in the Champions League.
First
is Ismaili's goal for Shakhtar Donetsk in 2017. 24 passes, this was 17.
Nice.
Man City need a goal in the next...
In the next 10 minutes, otherwise...
In the next 10 minutes,
otherwise we're putting Liverpool and Aston Villa big screen. Someone wrote 2-6.
Hat-trick from Mbappe?
Oh, what are you doing? Go for that,
Oh.
Marmouche. It was a decent chance and nothing there. 2, 5, or 6. They're saying that City are going to score 5 or 6 goals. What?
I mean,
Not playing like this.
That would be a turn up for the books.
Yeah, not playing like this is true. I think we need to see. All right, let's talk about it. If we are Pep Guardiola, what substitutions are we making besides maybe the obvious of Haaland for Marmouche? Obviously.
Oh, sorry, that was a replay. I was like, no.
I think if I wanted to, I'd probably bring off Savinho.
Jeremy Doku.
I think I'd bring on Doku, just something different, just a little bit of
Also,
threat
he's
and
a
pace.
physical guy.
Yeah, on that left-hand side.
Yeah.
If Haaland is fit enough, I'd bring Haaland on.
If Haaland
without a
has
doubt.
one leg, like I said.
And then maybe even...
Second booking.
Second
Jude
booking.
Bellingham.
There we
Shock.
go.
Surprise, surprise.
Wait, isn't this his second?
That he was already
Yeah,
coming into this game. He had a booking.
I think him, Camavinga, Modric, they all had one.
Yeah, but because the round of 16, they get refreshed, right? Or do they get refreshed in the quarters?
It's a good question.
No, yeah, I'll look into it. Talk about which subs you're going to make.
I think I'd bring on Doku. I don't think Savinho's offering enough going forward on that left-hand side. I'd even maybe think about for me. It's not so much. It feels like City are playing. They're obviously playing a back 4, but when you look at the midfield, it feels very narrow. And when it comes to the wide players, Phil Foden and Bernardo Silva almost seem to be sitting a little bit too deep. I'd like to see Nico Gonzalez and Gundogan playing a little bit further forward, and Foden and Bernardo Silva offering that width on the flank just a little bit further forward. Just push that Real Madrid team, because I don't think you're going to get anything down the middle against Real Madrid. I think if you are going to get a result and have some success against Real Madrid, you have to attack the flanks. Yes, Fede Valverde is a very competent right back, but he's out of position. He's not his natural position. We know that.
Sorry, please check in with Aston Villa and Liverpool. Marcus Rashford, Shantelle, please just rewatch this. Marcus Rashford running up the flank here, and Alisson comes out of his area to stop it. He sends it in, but it's Ibrahima Konate who gets a header on that to save Aston Villa from going up 3-1.
2-0 PSG.
Well,
From
Alex, you've...
That could have been so
No, that could have been bad.
That could have been a disaster.
I think I can put a tick on the home win for PSG.
So far, so good. Nice. That was a miscommunication again by the keeper, Alisson, there. And Konate did extremely well. But why were they in that position in the first place? Okay. Regarding yellow cards, they will be... Wow, what a goal. They will be refreshed in the round of 16, again in the quarters, again in the semis. So basically every phase they don't carry over. So there's no need for Real Madrid to worry because Bellingham, Camavinga, and who else will?
Modric.
Modric.
as well.
There you go.
City need a goal. 5 minutes left in this first half. If they want to stay in this game, they need a goal before
Will
half-time.
City score in the next 5 minutes?
No. They haven't shown me anything that's...
That indicates that there's a goal coming in 5 minutes.
They haven't shown any indication of an attacking threat towards Real Madrid. Asensio and Rudiger have dealt with everything that's come their way. The flanks haven't been tested. Ferland Mendy and Fede Valverde have not been tested. Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, Marmoush, Savinho have been quiet.
Yeah, I'd be making a lot of subs if I'm Pep Guardiola.
Extremely quiet. Do you see the game that Raul and Asensio is playing tonight?
He's been playing
like the defense it's amazing, and I'm happy that they're giving him this playing time because he's proven himself over and over and over again.
I've always said this about Raul Asensio ever since he came into that first team. He's had to play in some big moments. He came in against Liverpool and started at centre back, and I think he's shown that he can play at this top level, and he plays far beyond his years. He's a young lad, but you see the experience that he has, and I think the tactical awareness, the spatial awareness, the positioning. I think he's
because even that one-on-one with Marmoush like not too long ago.
He's slowly cementing himself as perhaps a new centre back, and going forward in 5-10 years, who to say? Obviously, it's a long way off in the future, but a future Real Madrid captain. Man City need to build. It's been too slow. There's been nothing. It's been very.
Alex, call a spade a spade. It's been boring. It's been poor. It's been lackluster.
The City seem very flat. There's not
They're
that
broken
energy about their attack. They're very slow. I know that City want to try and control the game, but they have to take it to Real Madrid. They have to put Real Madrid under pressure. They have to force Real Madrid to react and to make some movements and just put balls over the top to try and play those quick balls through, stretch that defence. Because if you keep trying to go through the middle and playing this passing game where you go from left to right, back over to the other side, slowly, Real Madrid can sit there and wait and watch this all day long.
Yeah.
Like a ball there over to the left-hand side.
Yeah.
It's beggars belief at the moment. This has been a poor start for Man City. 43 minutes in, I don't think they've had a concrete chance yet.
Nope. De Bruyne, Doku, Holland, Kovacic, going to get some playing time?
I think they have to. Someone has to come in this second half to change this up, because you talk about not wanting to make early changes, but this is the Champions League playoff.
Yeah.
You're 2-0 down, you're 5-2 down on aggregate. If you don't make a change, it's that old adage of doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. And if City don't make any changes, I think that's it for them in the Champions League this season.
You bring Kevin De Bruyne on in this one, Alex, or are you leaning towards, I don't know, maybe Kovacic coming in? We saw that substitute last time around these two played.
I think more attacking flair. I think I want to see Kevin De Bruyne further forward, offering something, going towards just that link between the midfield that I think has been really disappointing so far. I've seen no link between Gundogan and Nico Gonzalez and Omar Marmoush. going forward, Marmoush has been relatively quiet, and I think that is also, you have to give some credit to Asensio and Rudiger for keeping him quiet, but there's been no service to him.
No, there hasn't been, but I still was hoping for a little more creativity maybe from him. We saw what he was able to do individually against Newcastle. I'm not seeing the spark or the guts even, I guess, to go up and, you know, challenge for it and try something. So I think we will see a lot of subs for City. Otherwise, oof, la la, that is dangerous. Oh, I thought we were going to get a buck in here, Alex. I'm really got to go for something. 0-0 at Eindhoven. PSV, Juve, nothing to see here of yet. We are creeping into the 45th minute, as well as over at the Parc de France, PSG up 2-0 to Brest, 5-0 on aggregate. And over at Villa Park, still 2-1 to Villa. About 35 minutes to go in this one.
Some work to do for Liverpool here?
No, like I'm literally here quiet because I'm here watching Liverpool, even though I should be focusing on Champions League. And I'm like, what is going on with Liverpool's defense?
Now they have a free kick.
So they do have a lot of work to do if they want to turn this around and bring my I can't say 3-1 prediction to life, being that Aston Villa already has 2, but at least bring it to the 3-2. So it can be, you know.
Will you take a draw in this game, Shantelle?
No.
No. Okay.
No, I won't settle for the draw.
It might be a case of have to take a draw at the moment. 35
I don't want the draw.
Obviously.
Because I feel like if you aim low, if I aim for the draw, we might lose. So I have to aim for the win. So if I get the draw, I'm like, okay, fine. Yeah.
High expectations.
Yeah, that's the logic.
I admire the I guess, confidence that by predicting a win.
No, because I know what this team is capable of. And I've seen this happen so many times where we're down and then we'll see 2 goals out of thin air. So there's still a lot of time left for them to turn it around, and hopefully they can get it together and deliver.
Well, guys, 2 minutes of extra time added at the Santiago Bernabéu. One of that has passed. A minute left for City to try and scavenge for something, to give them anything to go into that locker room with a glimmer of hope. But as it stands, 5-2 on aggregate to Real Madrid, still in need of 3 goals just to draw this one. And it doesn't look like City are going to get anything out of this. Meanwhile, chance for Eindhoven here, blocked well by Juventus. This game is winding down as well to halftime. I think this one will end 0-0 as well, actually.
20 seconds or so to go at Santiago Bernabéu.
Oh,
Through, but no
Bernardo just sleeping. That's just bad football.
So you say, reading about the Champions League, it's the yellow cards, they
Next round, expire after playoffs.
expire after the playoffs. Okay.
Yeah, and then they'll go again for each round. Well, 0-0 at Eindhoven here. Still a chance for the Dutch side, but we know how much the Juve love a draw. Meanwhile, over in Paris, 2-0 to the Parisians, which means Brest is down 5 goals on aggregate. And over here in Madrid, Real Madrid up 2-0 to Manchester City, 5-2 on aggregate. Pep Guardiola, you got a lot of work to do.
You know what? I wish I could be a fly on the wall in that locker room right now to hear what he's saying to them during halftime. Because I know that, well, obviously he's not pleased with their performance so far, but I just want to know what he will tell them, or I just want to be there.
Do you guys remember what was the series where they follow like all the football clubs and City had one?
Sit down.
Yeah, and we saw City, the way Pep talked to his team, and he was so hyper and stuff. I don't think you're seeing that Pep though, because it's not the same Pep. Like he's just, I don't even think he has the same energy in him. So I don't even know if it would be like, because I would agree, I would want to be a fly on the wall, go in and see that crazy Pep be like, God, yeah. And I don't think we'd see that.
Because even yesterday for the press conference, Alex, you mentioned that they seemed relaxed. And I don't think I would use that word relaxed to describe them. Pep looked defeated. Bernardo looked defeated. I wasn't getting relaxed from them. I mean, obviously going into a big match like this, you don't want to seem nervous or tense or anything. So you're going to try to look as composed as possible. But I wasn't getting composure. It was like, you know what? Whatever happens tomorrow happens, but at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you that, you know, we're playing to win, we're playing to but the body language was communicating something way off.
No, you're right, and I think it's two ways. It can go two ways of, you can see the confidence that perhaps that quiet confidence that they have the faith in their own ability, but then also you flip the other side, you flip over the coin and look at the other side, and it is, you're right, that potential, I guess that feeling of perhaps a knowing that you're facing an uphill battle, and perhaps you don't quite believe in your capabilities as a squad to get the result.
Well, we still have the Premier League game on, guys, so there's no halftime for us over here. Aston Villa, Marcus Rashford. Do you think he'll stay on for the whole match, Alex? Do you think
I mean, he seems to be one of the players involved in the most in these attacks. As Villa come forward again here, I think I'm really delighted for Marcus Rashford. I think this was the move that he needed to revitalise his career and to really just to make a change, to turn over a new leaf.
Liverpool on the
attack.
break.
Oh! Big goal. Lucky deflection. I think.
Yeah, it did look like it came off one of the Villa defenders, making it really difficult for Dibu to get there, but it is 2-2 at Villa Park. Lots of time left over here. Let's rewatch this one and see if it did, in fact, come off a little bit. Tyrone Mings, I think, was the player with the face that he just made here. Let's rewatch this one.
It's a counter-attack that we know very well with Liverpool. They're going to check for an offside there. Ball back, it's the finish, comes off. Does it come off Tyrone Mings before it heads through to...
Did it go through
Martinez?
the leg? I can't...
I think there is a little ricochet there.
This angle.
Have a look. Yeah.
Yeah, oh,
that's
there's
very
no
lucky.
chance for Dibu. That is all Tyrone Mings. Wow, who just flew into Dibu Martinez? Was that Jota? Did anyone see that? Is he still on the ground? Oh no, they're talking.
Man City to get the win tonight are at 40 now. And
Guys.
to qualify 16.5.
Sprinkle.
It's going up.
Come on, it would make it more interesting for us, Alex.
I
Do
mean,
it for the game, because this game is not... And listen, I know Real Madrid fans are happy, and by all means they should be, but this game is not living up to the hype that anyone expected it to be.
Someone asked in the comments, do you guys think Man City will score a goal? And
Oh my
Mark
God.
I think
Henry
they'll
was
score,
like,
but they're not turning this tie around.
yeah.
I think,
I'm
to be
not
honest,
very
I can see
confident
this.
in them scoring at this point
I
with
think
only
see
one
this-
attempt.
I can see this tie ending 2-1, 3-1 to Real Madrid. I think Man City will get a goal, but I can't see them doing it.
I mean, at this rate, Real's going to score again. I don't know. I think if they make some substitutions, but there's no time to... I need subs at the half to come on right away, because if they want to, like you said, even score, it's time for them to make some substitutions. Yeah, I don't know.
No, you're
It's not
right.
great.
At this point, it will have to come down to that. If the subs come on and play and probably find a goal, but they're definitely not turning this game around at this point. I
Nope.
don't see that happening.
So we need 7 more corners in PSV and Juve, and we need 3 more cards in the Real Madrid Man City game.
Confident about the Real Madrid.
Providing that PSG hold on to this win against Brest, which I think they will.
I think they will.
I'll be very surprised if they don't. In fact, Brest to win. Do you guys want to know the odds for Brest to win tonight?
Yes.
At the moment, 140.
Oh,
Can you imagine?
Alex, yes. Place one for...
For Brest to qualify, it's 16.5. So, very unlikely there.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say PSG are in the in the last 16. And they will face, if I get my maths right, PSG will face...
Either Liverpool or Barcelona.
That's it. It's a cracking tie, that is. Can you imagine PSG against Barcelona or
We have
PSG
bad
against
business
Liverpool?
with them. They know what we can do. Yeah, I mean, obviously Shantelle or myself would rather play Benfica with the way they've been playing and the likes of PSG, but I also think Barcelona and Liverpool can both beat PSG.
Yeah, I mean, I think coming into these games, I think PSG will be the underdog coming into these ones. I think when you look at the quality that Liverpool and Barcelona have in these games, I mean, I don't know how you feel facing up against the PSG side. I think, are you worried about a potential matchup with PSG?
The thing is, I try so hard to be objective and I don't want to be biased, but at the same time, I know the capabilities of Liverpool and I know what they can do. We look good on paper, and when we're in form on the field, we know what we can do. Yes, I know how PSG is looking right now. We've seen them. Dembele he's peaking right now. At 27, he's having the time of his life right now in football. And I want to say that I'm confident and I'll always be confident in Liverpool. And maybe that's not what you want to hear, but that's my objective answer. I know what they can do, and once they're in form and they have their head in the game, they can deliver. So it will be a pretty interesting match. I won't say it's going to be an easy win. It will be interesting. We'll see back and forth going, but I just don't see them losing.
No. I think when we've seen countless times with PSG in the Champions League over the last couple of years, they've spent so much money, but as soon as it's got to a big tie, whether it be against the Chelsea, against the Barcelona, against a Bayern Munich in the final, they got to the final in 2020, but they never seem to have what it takes to go that one step further. And I think Liverpool and Barcelona would be way too good for PSG.
No, I agree, but at the same time, not to go against Liverpool right now, we've seen where they will have a great season, and then right down to that moment where they need to stand out and shine, we see where in football, I guess, Twitter football terms, they bottle it.
Yeah.
They literally just throw it out the window. We've seen it last season for Prem, where they had this lead and then we watched them February, March, it just went downhill, and we've seen that happen repeatedly. So I would hate to see that this happen for this season, because we've had a good run for Prem, we've had a good run for Champions League, if they just bottle it when it comes down to that big moment. So PSG have a history of doing that, but Liverpool is not that far off from doing the same. But in terms of Liverpool just being in form, and when they really have it together, they can deliver, I think that they would be the standout team in form against PSG.
I think I agree. I think it's a credit to the job that Arne Slot's done this season at Liverpool, and I think Liverpool go straight from strength to strength. I think they will win the league. I can't see anyone beating them to it. I do still think City are their nearest challengers, even though Arsenal and Forest and other teams are up there.
But you know the thing with Liverpool, and I feel like everyone somewhat had that sentiment, when a new manager comes in, you never know what the outcome will be, if there will be chemistry, if there will be a bond going on, and sometimes you see where the team will tank, or in Liverpool's case, Arne Slot came in and he just hit the ground running. So I'm really happy to see that. I was a bit nervous, but seeing the way that Liverpool is right now, I'm confident that they can win Premier League. No offense to Arsenal and their fans, but I just don't see them as, tighter contenders. And right now, they don't have a striker. It's going to be very hard. So as much as I would hate to admit that Manchester is their biggest threat, they might be.
I think so. Talking about Man City, it's been a game of one side, I think, in this case, with Real Madrid dominating the first half. 50% possession for both sides, but Real Madrid with 7 shots, 3 on target. Man City with only 1 shot, none on target. No big chances, 1 for Real Madrid. Similar amount of passes and pass accuracy, but a real lack of potency from Man City in that first half.
Definitely. And as we were saying before, the only way we can see some form of impact at this point is if Pep makes some good subs and try to turn this around. I don't see them winning, but it's not looking good. And I didn't have this. I know it would have been a rough one for them, being how they've been playing this season. And I keep saying that Man City seems to be broken. this season in the sense of they win some, they lose some, but I wasn't expecting this much of a poor performance so far in the first half.
I feel my feeling now, if at the beginning of kickoff, we were all buzzing and there was this energy, and even Gary was saying on the show, there's something that's, you know, I just been told my mic. Sorry for those of you watching, my mic was off. I was saying that I feel as if with this Man City Real game, we were all buzzing at the beginning of the match. There was an energy. Gary was saying he was feeling it over in Accra. We're obviously in the studio. We're not even on the streets, and we have such a feeling. And if you ask me now at halftime,
yeah, because like the thing is,
It's not
every
the same.
time Real Madrid and Man City plays, it's like they write a new football script. It's always a good match, especially like when you're neutral. You always have a good match. For example, in 2022 when both were tied, subbed on Rodrigo, find a goal, then Benzema. Like we've seen great matches when these two meet up, but so far it's like what? This is not the Man City Real Madrid games that I'm used to.
no, not at all. I don't think anyone. I think, like I said, Real were the favorites, and I don't think that's changed. Obviously, it hasn't changed. But I think people thought that this was going to be just a bit more of a thrilling match, a little bit more back and forth. I'm not saying even if City didn't score, like let's say the score line was the same, I think people thought it was going to be better quality football, and it's just been.
You know what? Maybe if it was the other way around and Real Madrid were the ones down and they're fighting to like find that
Well, then
goal.
there's a storyline, because then what? It would have if you
Maybe.
were down 2-0, then it's only one goal that separates the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and also because City were so looked at as the underdogs at the start of the match, and people would be like, "How is this happening?
Yeah.
Champions of Europe. We know what Real are capable of in a second half." So it would kind of make us more excited. But now, I'm just
the
thinking the
game
players
is
are coming.
basically to Real Madrid. That's how I feel at this point.
Yeah. The players are coming back on to the pitch, and I'm trying to see if there's going to be any substitutions here for Manchester City. And I'm really hoping there's going to be some substitutions for Manchester City. We're just waiting here. Nico Gonzalez still on the pitch. Gundogan, Ruben Diaz. No. No way.
No way. To me, this is an indication where Pep is like, you know what? I've had it.
Ride it out.
Yeah, just whatever happens, happens, because no way.
Okay, well, Kylian Mbappe, big breath before the second half commences here. And it doesn't look like Manchester City are making any substitutions at the start of the second half. Let us know what you guys think, if you think this is the right move from Guardiola. And I'm not saying for a Man City win, but I'm saying to change the style of play, to change something in this team, to give this team something to fight for here. Let us know what you guys think of the no subs at half for Guardiola. Alex, are you surprised?
Yes, I really thought he was going to make some changes at half-time. I think he needed to. Maybe they've had a change of formation, a change of tactics, but when you look at their first half, completely bereft of ideas, slow, lethargic. They're lacking that cutting edge. They're lacking they're lacking quite a lot. I was going to say they're lacking in that final third and that final ball, but they're not even getting to the final third.
Yeah.
They're far from lacking that final ball, and it's been a really poor first half for Man City. They need to turn this around, and I really can't see it changing if they keep on going like they are with the same formation, same system, and same players. Obviously, Pep would have had a chat with them in the dressing room at half-time and would have maybe made some tactical changes, and we'll see that obviously in these opening exchanges if he has. But feels strange to me that there's been no personnel changes.
Yeah, it does feel like admitting defeat. I mean, just think already giving away the ball here. Well, the match is underway at the Santiago Bernabéu. 2-0 to Real Madrid, as well as 2-0 to PSG against Brest. And that second half is underway at the Parc des Princes. And we have the final whistle here at Eindhoven. PSV 0, Juve 0. Let's see what the Italians can do here. And will there only be one Serie A team at the end of this 45? Meanwhile, over at Villa Park, we're hitting that 75th minute mark, Shantelle. It is still 2-2, but 15 minutes can be oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, sorry. Dibu Martinez came out and absolutely saved Villa there, but it looked like he took out a player from Liverpool while doing it. Seems like, though, everyone's up and everyone's okay. But, Shantelle, 50 minutes can be a long time in football.
Yeah, and we've seen that so many times in that last 15 minutes, last 5 minutes, last minute. There's a goal.
That's
so
a card. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Here we go.
Card to
Alex.
who?
Nico was just dragging Vinny by his shirt for a really long time, and I was just waiting for the card.
That's a foul.
Oh! Scandaloso.
What?
Yeah, trying to take off the pants here, Vinicius Jr. When I see fouls like this, though, I will say, like this to me, it just shows the lack of confidence. They're so unsure of what to do.
Exactly.
They're having to grab players because they're getting caught so behind these players that this is the only way they can try and stop them. Like, it's not great. Liverpool on the run here. No, cleared up by Aston Villa. So PSV have a free kick on the corner of the area. Could they draw this up and make it even?
At the moment,
Whoa!
before PSV score, ball coming across the box.
Someone just smash her in.
It's a bit of a game of pinball here. PSV still trying to get the shot off here. Juve backs to the wall. Can they get the shot off again? Ooh,
Wow.
Good save. Well saved
Did well, though.
through some men and a deflection. PSV to get the win are 2.7. Juventus to get the win are 3.45. So the underdogs coming into the second half to get the win. Of course, that's a different story when it comes to qualifying. It's to win inside the 90 minutes. To qualify, PSV are 3.65 and Juve are 1.27. So the clear favourites to qualify on the night, perhaps not to win. The draw is 2.55 in that game, and I think it's looking like it's heading that way. Although PSV have a man open there on the right-hand side. There's a pass missed.
Ooh!
Real Madrid
Coming
coming
out
forward.
swinging.
Could there be a goal here for Real Madrid? They've got the chances. Oh.
You see Rodrigo at the top of the box there. 3 Man City defenders giving him so much space. Look at this, look at this, look at him.
It's unbelievable.
No one's there.
No
No one's there. Those 3. No, it's really poor from City. They have no idea. I don't understand. Like, it's really bad football.
The odds after that chance, I think, have gone up by 5. It was 45. It's now 50 for Man City to get the win.
I'm telling you, why are we not
Alex
sprinkling some?
or Sara, I don't know if you guys had said it, but like with the whole yellow card situation with Bellingham,
Yeah.
Fabrizio is saying that he will miss the first leg of the Champions League round of 16.
So I think I was doing
He's
a
gonna
little bit
be
of research.
suspended.
The yellow cards carry on after the group stage, and then they get wiped after the quarterfinals.
Yeah, so I misread that because it said playoffs, not talking about these playoffs. It's going to be after the round of 16. So anyone who has a yellow in these matches, it will carry on to the round of 16. Obviously, good news for the top 8 teams that haven't played. Me and Shantelle are feeling good about that. But so Jude Bellingham will miss the first leg.
He's having so many bookings right up against him, man. Yeah, he will miss the first leg of the round of 16.
Yeah. Real Madrid will be playing either Atletico Madrid or Bayer Leverkusen.
Yes.
Okay, and obviously the draw for this, guys, the round of 16, will take place on Friday at
12 o'clock.
12 o'clock our time,
WAT.
CET, WAT. So we will know who's playing who, but we already know the potential 2 teams that'll likely go up against the first top 8. So, oh, chance for Juve. No, big save there.
Carlo
Yeah.
Ancelotti and Pep Guardiola tonight have become the first managers to face each other 10 times in the Champions League, 8 of which have come while both of them have been at Real Madrid and Man City.
Nice. I like that a lot. I just want to pull up the bracket here. So if we just go over it as it stands right now, we're in the final half of all these knockout matches here. So PSG going through, and they will play, like we said, Liverpool or Barcelona. Club Brugge will be playing Lille or Aston Villa. Real Madrid will be playing Atletico Madrid or Leverkusen. Juve, Arsenal or Inter. Feyenoord, Inter or Arsenal. Bayern, Leverkusen or Atleti. Dortmund, Aston Villa, Lille. Benfica, Barca or Liverpool. Guys, is there any matches as of right now, potential matches, you would be looking forward to? Because now we could be seeing some domestic matches in the Champions League. We see Real and...
Madrid derby in the last 16. I wouldn't mind that.
Wouldn't be too bad for us.
I think an interesting one.
Inter and Juve can also play each other.
Yeah, I think it'd be interesting to see Club Brugge.
Shot. No, sorry. There was a shot for Real Madrid. Was saved by Ederson, but he should have held on to that. And right back to Real Madrid possession.
It'd be interesting to see who Club Brugge get. They could face Lille or they could face Aston Villa. And
I think they'll do better against Aston Villa.
Both ties winnable. And I think they'll go into it with a lot of confidence.
Yeah, I think so too. They are right now the biggest underdogs, them and Feyenoord, I would say. And I think they have nothing to lose, you know? And Club Brugge against Villa would mean Lille would take Dortmund. And I think Lille could beat Dortmund with the way they've been playing as well. We've seen Dortmund in the Bundesliga, not so great. Obviously, they've been better in the Champions League. But yeah, some interesting ones for sure. Inter and you, I don't know if I want to see that, if I'm honest.
Wait, who has a chance of getting Benfica?
Us.
Oh.
The other one is PSG. Okay. Yeah, not really. Like, they're two very, I feel like, polar opposite picks for Barcelona and Liverpool, obviously. Oh yeah, let's just do a Madrid derby. Let's do it. I think that'd be class.
Bayer Leverkusen would be an interesting one. Boniface and co.
Boniface back in Madrid, playing the other team over here. Yeah, could be. They didn't do so well against Atleti, though, I will say. I was at that match, and I was very unimpressed with them. Ooh!
PSV. Oh, what a goal! What a goal!
What a pass!
Wow.
And it's all evened out at PSV Stadion. Wow.
Perisic. PSV back in this.
Class.
2-2 at the moment.
Class. Oh, I love that. All right, well, Thiago Motta, let's see what you got here. Wow. So maybe we won't see Juve going through. Maybe we'll see PSV going through, who could be taking on Arsenal or Inter.
Oof.
Wow. Incredible stuff. Let's just rewatch this because this was some brilliant passing. Wow. Oh, just catch. Oh my goodness. The pass, the touch, the volley. Are you kidding?
That was a good one.
Between this and Barcola's goal, these are, I think, are two of the best goals I've seen in the knockout phase so far. I mean, the control that you have to. Oh, it's great. Juve, absolutely nothing to be done by Di Gregorio in this one. All right, well, it's all evened out over in Eindhoven. Lots of time to play. Oh, la, la. Oh, good stuff. Is it? Oh, I'm just...
That really opens that tie up.
No, it's all open now. They're even. Last minute goal, potentially.
Just need some more corners.
All right. What are we at for corners in that game? 3. And you need 10.
I need 10, yes.
All right. Well, let's see. Over to Real Madrid and City. Still no substitutes for Pep and co. It's 56 minutes in. And I don't know what we're waiting for. Shantelle, like, it pains me to say, but, like, no, I'm just thinking when you're talking about them kind of just giving up in a sense, I don't think footballers or managers or teams would ever do that. But
no, definitely not.
This is the impression I'm getting as well.
Yeah.
Like, just go out there. Let's not risk anything. If Haaland doesn't play this game, I have a lot of questions. I have to question that. I know he's, picked up a knock, but if he's on the bench, that leads me to believe that he's fit enough to see minutes.
Yeah, to come on. And that's the thing, because I wouldn't say that they gave up per se.
Yeah.
But again, you're right. The impression is that they've given
Woo!
up.
rest hit the woodwork.
Ooh.
The comeback. Sorry, Shantelle.
Of course, they're going to play until the end, but at this point, the way they're playing is giving, okay, we don't want to risk anything, not pick up any injuries, because at the end of the day, it seems as if they've accepted their fate against Real Madrid.
No, it's 3-0. No, it's not. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought it went in. I'm sorry. It was the angle. Apologies for those of you watching. I actually really did think that went in.
It could have been a hat-trick for Mbappe.
Is he offside, though, either way?
Did it? Oh.
Great cross from Valverde here. And actually,
Good
Ederson
save
did
from
well
Ederson.
to save, yeah. Looks like a bit of a collision there, though. Mbappe right into the boots of Ederson. That's never friendly, but I think he'll be okay.
You know
here.
what I'm thinking now? For the fans, the away fans that went to the Bernabéu with the Rodri picture of him winning the Ballon d'Or and how they're carrying on. I wonder how they're feeling in the Bernabéu. Right
Rodri
now.
still has the Ballon d'Or. I think they're feeling just fine. I don't know. I think when I saw all the Real Madrid fans saying, like, oh,
the
listen, they're so
jeering.
silly. But the guy still won the Ballon d'Or, and they can be proud of that.
No, I know, but it's like you went there with this high energy, all this hope.
I
I'm
mean,
just
at least
thinking
the
that
first
they
game,
must feel
there
so
were-
defeated and feel.
But at least the first game,
Crazy
there were
right now.
moments of them. Like, they scored. This,
I think
I'm
No,
watching
I'm talking
PSV
here,
and
not the
Juve.
first leg, the second leg, with them being at the Bernabéu.
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
no, I really, I mean, as away fans are always risking it a little bit, right?
Ooh.
I think if you asked everyone at City, even Rodri, would you rather be in the last 16 of the Champions League or the Ballon d'Or? I think they'd choose last 16 of the
Of course, but that doesn't mean that someone doesn't have to win the Ballon d'Or.
No,
That's
no, I'm
a
not
stupid
saying that.
argument, though. Like, of course, no one cares about an individual trophy, but someone has to win it. And I don't think they can be mad that he won it. You know what I mean? I think it's just the fact that it's Real Madrid now, and the
Yeah,
idea
but the point that I was taking it from is like the confidence, how they're feeling, not like the Ballon d'Or, because
What
that can't
confidence?
change. No, because I'm saying that they must feel like so defeated because they're literally
PSG
watching
just
them
scored. Well,
lose.
sorry, Paul, been arguing over here. Alex, 6-0.
6-0. That's
Sprinkle and Brust?
it. No,
Okay. What are the odds, just for fun?
definitely not.
Vitinha with the goal here. And if I'm Luis Enrique, I'm subbing everyone off at this point. Get some of the kids in, get some minutes in, get some runs in. Let's see. Wow, look at this from Vitinha. Outside of the box, takes a touch. Nice one. Wow, I'm enjoying some of these goals this evening. Very nice.
I think we've seen some really good ones tonight.
Yeah, I think so too. Oh, new celebration, Alex?
Interesting one.
You could do that with your hair and then take your little bandana or whatever.
Not sure I've got long enough hair.
Alex, I think you might have jinxed Liverpool.
By saying what?
The draw.
Can I say? I'm good with predictions.
88 minutes in, and it is 2-2 at Villa Park. We'll see how, and there are the subs. Yeah, that sub everyone off for PSG. Fabian Ruiz, Gonzalo Ramos is coming in. Dembele is coming on. Yeah, Kylian Mbappe
3-0.
scored. It's 3-0.
Wow.
Ooh,
That is it. Hat-trick
ooh,
for Kylian
hat-trick
Mbappe.
for Mbappe.
Guys, we've missed the last 2 goals.
Wow.
Let's see this one. I mean, at this point, don't.
No, somebody check on Pep.
Pep's asleep. I mean, you didn't make any subs. I have to think there's a reason why.
He accepted the fate. That's the only conclusion I can take from this. He accepted their fate.
Yeah. Let's have a rewatch here of Mbappe's hat-trick goal. Oh, does he just cut in? Yep.
Good goal.
Sleeping.
Oh, Bellingham
City's
to
defense,
Valverde
I
to
mean,
Mbappe.
like, goodness gracious. All 3 of these goals, what, like, wow. Wow,
What
wow,
a beauty.
I mean, to be honest, though, that no one was pressuring him. All 3 of Mbappe's goals, no one has been pressured. Like, oh my days.
Bellingham to Valverde to Mbappe. Ooh, I'm living. I'm living.
This is one of the, it's just.
I just need that one goal from Liverpool, and I'm having an excellent night.
Chance for PSV. Oh! They almost did it. That was really, really good set play from them. I think PSV and Juve has been the best game I've been watching this evening.
Yeah, the Real Madrid-Man City game hasn't really lived up to the expectations of
definitely
being one
not.
of those.
That's just, it's only one team is playing. Oh, one team is playing this game. Oh, it's not good. It is not good. Let's see how much extra time will be added over at Villa Park here. Unai Emery with a lot of expressions, as the Spanish managers tend to have.
Juliet saying Man City are cooked. I think that is about right.
Yeah.
If anyone is thinking,
No, get out, Alex.
Man City to win is now 150.
First aid box.
5 minutes of extra time added over at Villa Park. Let's see if one of these two sides can do something here. I also, Juve, what a screamer! Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness gracious.
Okay, this is the match. I'm telling you.
Oh, was there a VAR check here?
No, don't. There have been such good goals in these two games. Oh, Tim Weah, though. Look, oh, is that offside?
It's hard to tell from that angle.
Yeah.
There's so many players in that scrimmage there.
Yeah. Look at this, look at this, look at this. With
a
a little bit of
beautiful
sauce
strike.
on it. Got that vengeance. Yeah, there was anger behind that one. A screamer from Tim Weah off a rebound at the top of the box there, and he's celebrating, screaming, and then he realized it might be called back. From the highs to the lows there, my oh my. Let's see, and it has been ruled. Oh, well, they're doing a right check.
Goal check.
Nah, come on. Chaos. That was a really nice goal. Darwin Núñez on your,
Núñez.
knight in shining armor. I mean, this is one of those games, though. You know, he scores an absolute, beauty of a goal. We know he has it in him. Not often, but when he does.
Am I missing something here? 64 minutes gone. Man City are 3-0 down.
Oh
and they
my
still
God.
haven't made any changes.
Sorry, PSG are just absolutely toying with Brest at this point. If you rewatch this goal, Brest didn't even try. They have given up. Oh, it's sad to see, but unfortunately, they just don't have enough in them. And it's Desiree Doué who scores this one. But watch the keeper of Brest here, knowing that this goal was already going to happen, guys. It's a shame, but PSG just doing too much. Alex, watch this goal.
It's a lovely turn.
You can see the cross here, and everyone's just, yes.
That's it.
Yeah, really nice touch from Gonzalo Ramos to cross it right into Desiree Doué, and the keeper is long gone by then. That's it. 4-0 PSG at the Parc des Princes, and the VAR check is goal! Sorry, I don't know why I'm just so happy. It was just so nice. It was just a nice goal. I don't have a care who wins. I just want more goals in this one. Someone play beautiful football for me, because it's not City. What were you saying?
I was saying, am I missing something here? 65 minutes on the clock. Man City are 3-0 down, and other than that forced change that they had to make inside 5 minutes, it's been they've made no changes.
Nope.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it seems that they've accepted their fate. And even back to what I was saying with the press conference, seeing that level of energy, well, the lack thereof, that Pep had in the press conference, I could see that the game was probably over before it even started. So
I don't know what to tell you.
maybe we'll see something in the 80th minute. I'm actually surprised myself.
I mean, I don't want to see them in the 80th minute. I want to see them in the 50th and the 60th.
Exactly, because
It's beggars belief why he's not made any changes. I can't think of any good reasons why you shouldn't make any changes. There are players on
Because
that
at this
bench.
point, it's like he's not even trying.
There are players on that bench that could make an influence, and that could have an influence on this game. There are players on that bench that could cause threats to Real Madrid. I just really don't understand why. So there's no good reason for him not to make any changes. It's not like he doesn't have the players to change.
He's hoping he's going for the Prem. Ooh.
That's it. Yeah, I think Real Madrid are in the last 16 now. I can't see Man City coming back from this one. And Omar Marmoush has been poor tonight.
They've all been poor. This has been, like I said, one team playing.
It's the 60th goal that Man City have conceded this season across all competitions.
Isn't that an incredible number?
The same number as Pep Guardiola's worst defensive season at the club, 60, in his first season. So that was 60 and 56. This is 60 in 40 games.
I want Shantelle to just watch that chance from Danielle Mallon gone just wide.
Okay, let me see what's going on here for Liverpool.
The action is picking up.
Oh!
Arne Slot having a bit of a moment there too, but it is 0-0. It looks like the final whistle is going to blow here.
It's going to be a draw.
And it's going to be a draw. And what that means now is that Arsenal are still in second place, but they have 53 points with Liverpool at 61, but they have a game in hand. So Arsenal could close that gap to 5 points. Aston Villa now 9th place, 39 points, just under Fulham.
The game is over. It's a draw.
Alex, what do you have to say?
Alex, you jinxed us.
Can I say? I'm good at predictions.
Seeing the aggregate beside the Brest PSG
But
game
it's
as
fine.
7-0
We still
is
have
so-
a gap going on
Seeing
there.
the Real Madrid one as well, 6-2.
Yeah, true.
I mean,
Yeah, unbelievable.
should we wrap things up?
I mean, I've been here for PSV and Juve and Liverpool and Aston Villa. But to be fair, at least, yeah. I'll be honest with you. I haven't been paying much attention to the Man City Real Madrid game because there's one team playing. There's nothing coming out of this. Like, look, I'm watching right now. They just gave the ball away again. Like, it's so bad. PSG just scored. PSG just scored.
Oh.
8-0.
My word.
8-0, Alex.
This is
Nuno Mendes.
This is not the PSG that we know of old. I think the PSG of old would have scraped a 1-2-1 win or a 1-1 draw, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, we saw PSG, though, start off their Champions League campaign rough. So I think, they're obviously oiling the pieces. They're coming together a little bit more. But this Brest side also haven't been very inspiring. Hard to say. So I think PSG are definitely coming into form, especially some of these players. But I also, let's see it against some of the bigger clubs, for sure.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how PSG do fare against, say, a Barcelona
or a Liverpool.
Don't
Barca
think-
and PSG is just, it's football heritage, isn't it? It's just one of those ones.
30 goal involvements for Kylian Mbappe this season.
30 goal, yeah, there you go. He's on track. Well, he's up there right now for Ballon d'Or.
I think so. I mean, he's pushing himself up into that conversation with
He's
Sara,
pushing
Rafinha.
himself. I completely agree. I still think there's a couple guys ahead, but I mean, listen, we also have a long way to go in this season. Even though it feels like it's slowly wrapping up, now is pretty much when the gas really ignites. Well, right now, Juve are going through. They're holding hope for all of Italy alongside Inter Milan, but PSV are proving to be a force to be reckoned with. And I don't know. Let's see. Maybe this is the upset. Oh, 5 goals. My goodness, PSG. Oh, some substitutions. Kimpembe.
Still no substitutions for Man City.
No.
Still no stuff.
Why? No, because for what?
I just can't understand. Like, what good reason is there to not make any changes? Why?
All eggs in the Premier League
Just
basket.
defeated.
Even if you're admitting defeat, at least try
at least
something.
try fight back. That's what I was expecting.
No, but that's what
And that's why I was saying that they should tap into
You
So
don't
to
try.
The only good reason I can think of why he's not making any changes, even then, if you don't want to risk bringing players on and getting them injured, the players on the pitch, you could take them off, put a youngster on, put James McAtee on. It's unbelievable, this. And
My thing is at least try to close the gap or something. Like walk away with some dignity. Because right now they're not playing, and it's embarrassing that they're going to end this way. You know.
Chance. Yeah. I'm curious about what Pep will have to say in the presser afterwards, because that's obviously going to be a question. And let's see how he answers that, Alex, because someone's going to ask him.
apparently there are players warming up on the sideline. Haaland isn't one of them.
Oh, interesting.
Do you think he's too injured, or do you
Yeah,
just
I think at this point,
at this point don't risk it?
there's not
Yeah,
much
yeah.
point in risking him. You're not going to come back from this. You're not going to score 4
Yeah,
goals.
I was about to score. There's a chance for Real Madrid from Vinicius.
They're just having fun out there.
It's literally like they're playing with pylons at this point.
This is not going the way I had expected it to go at all. Because again, we've seen what it's like when Man City and Real Madrid plays. It's always such a good, entertaining, or interesting match. I literally say they write a new football script every time that they meet. But this one has to be the poorest.
No, this is one of the poorest football matches I've ever watched in my life, I think. Vinny takes a shot, big save from Ederson. Vinny wants to get one on the board here. I'm sure he will. He has 15 minutes to do so. No, I think this is genuine. Like, I'm trying to think of matches, and I don't know if you guys can think of one, that are so one-sided. Like, yes, okay, PSG and Brest. But no one thought Brest was going to come back, especially because they were down 3-0. Also, the teams I don't think are in the same conversation in terms of the level they're on, with all due respect to Brest. But with Man City and Real Madrid, yes, Man City have had a bad season.
This is still Man
But
City.
when you look at the players, they're coming off a 4-0 smashing to Newcastle. Like, this is just shocking.
It's awful.
And they're not even desperate to try. Like, they're passing it around.
Apparently
No.
the Real Madrid
It's like
fans
they've accepted their fate at this point.
Apparently the Real Madrid fans are chanting "Quédate, Guardiola, quédate," which means Guardiola stay, Guardiola stay.
I mean, listen, I don't even know.
Chance here for City. Foden with the ball across.
Chance, there's no chance.
A corner for Manchester City. A corner.
Hey, how are we doing? Let me check in for corners, by the way. PSV. So we have 5 corners, and you need 5 more.
And then booking.
Whoa!
Wow.
We're back! We're back! PSV have scored. It's 2-1 at Stadion PSV in Eindhoven. That means the aggregate is 3-3. Guys, I told you this was the one to watch, and only because of the Real Madrid game were people not going to focus on this one. Wow! Juve. Okay.
That is unbelievable.
Okay, so this one right now, we're back to a level ground. Let's just take a look at this goal again. Cross into the area. Oh, it was good. Yeah, it's just...
No handball there, no handball.
No. But cross into the area and...
Oh, he's close.
Yeah, Luke de Jong, though. Almost a handball, but it's the defenders from Juve that...
It's just standing still.
I mean, 3 of them on de Jong, and then meanwhile... Yeah, so it's Saibari who scores, and look at what it means. Wow, incredible. If PSV score, get out, PSG, get out.
6-0.
I actually was saying if PSG score at this, like
This is wow.
No.
we gotta go home. Gonzalo Ramos makes it 6-0, and this he passed it in.
Just go.
He passed it in. 3 goals in 6 matches for the Portuguese player. Yeah, Luis Enrique is daydreaming at this point because he doesn't need to stress about this game. But that's 9-0 on aggregate.
Goal check in Eindhoven.
No, don't. Come on.
What are they checking for?
The hand?
I don't think it did. It didn't
I don't think so either, but what else would they be checking for? I think it's what it is.
Or maybe impossible.
Look at this goal from,
mean,
it's just.
Amateur hour.
It's
that
amateur
is.
hour. It's just, these Brest unfortunately has given up, and it is just, the poor keeper is going to have nightmares tonight. It's one of those that you just feel for them at this point. It's a absolute slaughtering. And Alex, can you take a look?
Okay, changes. Foden out.
For who? For why?
Kovacic and James McAtee coming on for Manchester City. Too little, too late. 13 minutes to go.
Exactly.
Normal time.
But that's why I'm just kind of thinking, why would you even do that? So Gundogan and Foden out for Kovacic and McAtee.
Check over the goal stood. In Eindhoven.
Sorry. Brest scored. Did Brest score?
No.
Oh, it was offside. Oh my God. No, come on. One for consolation.
Is this Kylian
Coop
Mbappe
Miners,
and
Locatelli, Francisco
Ceballos
Conceição out. Triple substitution for Juve after that goal because it does stand. Kefren Turam, Yildiz, and Seona in. Okay. Thiago Motta said, I hear you, PSV.
Double change for Real Madrid, Kylian Mbappe and
Change them all.
Dani Ceballos coming off for
Camavinga,
Brahim Diaz and Eduardo Camavinga. I think probably right. Give Mbappe his flowers and a standing ovation, a hat-trick tonight, man of the match.
Why would you not bring a player like Arda Güler in, who hasn't played an absolute minute in this season, and you're beating this team that is showing that they're doing absolutely not. I think Arda Güler might have to go out on loan somewhere if he doesn't get anyone.
No, I totally agree
He's
with
wasting away, and he's in his prime where he should be building, and he's getting better, and it's not looking good, because if we do see a youngster coming in, it's Endrick. It's not him. So
that's the thing, because I think Arda Güler is so good, and a lot of times he's left out of conversation, and I guess because they're not seeing him play. But he's one of those players, like, I do believe they need to send him on loan, because he's literally
he's not going to get better. He's going to get worse.
Exactly.
If he doesn't play.
He's wasting talent sitting there on the bench.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. No, PSG, get out. Why are you trying? Oh, it's so bad. Alex, would you put an Endrick or an Arda Güler in this match?
Why not?
Yeah.
But-
Why not? Put you in this match. Get out.
I'm quite comfortable here, actually.
I mean.
I don't want to pull a hamstring.
Oh, okay.
Maybe put Clinton on.
Stop.
Just for the hell of it, just for the fun.
Yeah. Can you imagine? There's a chance for PSV there. They got a little excitement in them. The fans are loving it. PSV, Juve, 2-1, 3-3 on aggregate. Guys, if this game ends like this game will go into extra time. I think this has been the most even match. I think this has been actually like a really cracking game. It's been very back and forth.
Could even see PSV getting a winner here.
Yeah, you could. We have about 12 minutes of regular time left.
A PSV win, the odds at the moment, obviously it's 3-3 on aggregate. PSV to win at the moment is 1.18.
PSV to win. And what's Juve?
Juve's 40.
Oh, wow.
And PSV to qualify, 1.75, Juve 2. So fairly even at the moment.
Yep. I think it's been an even match. It's been great.
I think that's, I think it's been all she wrote at the Bernabéu for a while now. It's 150 for a Man City win. And PSG and Brest is all over. It's 9-0. It's
9-0 on aggregate.
Yeah.
9-0.
It's not been Brest tonight.
It hasn't been the Brest night.
Whoa.
I gotta go. So I gotta go.
on the attack here.
I just was looking back to see some of the biggest deficits in Champions League matches. I mean, we saw. Didn't Man City sweep Sporting at the beginning of their campaign, 7-1?
The biggest win, I think, or the first time that a team has scored 9 in the Champions League was Bayern.
It was 4-1. Oh my God, it was 4-1 for Sporting. I'm absolutely.
Corner here for PSV. I think this is the one. PSV against Juve. Can PSV nick a win here?
I'm so here for it.
PSG on the attack here. I think PSG having a little bit of fun. Man City. Man City have had a total of 7 shots. 4 saves from Thibaut Courtois tonight. Sorry, 2 saves from Thibaut Courtois, 4 from Ederson. We're still on 3 bookings at the Bernabéu. Corners have been going up in this PSV Juve game. There's been quite a few in the last couple of minutes.
You're loving it. You
Corners,
are loving
6
it.
corners.
6 corners.
So we need
we're
4 more
getting there.
corners.
We are getting there. Corner for PSV. Take it.
Oh, imagine if he scored that.
No, I'm just looking at some
Change
of the-
for Real Madrid.
Modric coming on here for
again. Rest.
Chouamani.
Chouamani.
Makes sense. Makes
Yeah, but
sense.
why did rest Modric too?
Yeah.
I just think this is such a game for the younger players to.
I mean, you look
Get
at
some minutes because at this point Man City isn't coming back anyway.
Arda
So
Yeah, but I mean, at
Get
least
some
they get to
minutes.
say they played against
Exactly.
a big team too. Like it's Champions League football. It means so much to them, and just to also get some legs on them as well. I don't know. I just
bring on David Alaba just to sort of get him a little bit
just to say
fresh.
hello to the crowd, do a walk around. Yeah.
A big win for Real Madrid tonight. I think perhaps a message to the rest of the teams in Europe that they do mean business. I know Man City have been subpar, and that's, I think, being nice.
Subpar is such a compliment, Alex.
I think Man City have definitely not been in the race. It's been a completely different story from the first leg. But Real Madrid putting the other teams in that last 16 on notice that they can make a team like Man City look so poor.
Would you rather see Real Madrid play Atleti or Bayer Leverkusen?
If I was to look at it from a Real Madrid point of view, I think
No. As a neutral.
As a
Because
neutral.
you're not a Real
No,
Madrid fan.
I'm saying if I was to look at it from a Real Madrid point of view, I think they'd rather face Bayer Leverkusen.
100%. But as a neutral for
As a
football.
neutral, I'd rather see them play Atletico Madrid.
Yeah. Chantal?
She's going to say Bayer Leverkusen.
yes, I'm going to say Leverkusen. I don't want an Atleti versus Real Madrid, so I'm going
We're
with
2 legs, guys.
Leverkusen.
Remember that.
Yeah.
Juve win is currently at 70.
Okay. Yeah, well, they need to score 2, but they just need 1 goal to draw here in order to move along into the next round. It's PSV, though, who's been on the attack of late in this one. I'm trying to figure out if this game goes into extra time, who I'm going to favor more, though.
You know, I'm actually happy for PSV in the sense of, like, I saw how they struggled in the first leg. So to see them actually turn up tonight,
Yeah.
it's
PSV have been
Yeah.
on song tonight, and they've been playing
Yeah.
really well, I think. They've dealt with what Juve have thrown towards them. They've come back. They're 2-1 up. They've got the momentum on their side.
And the beauty about it, if they win, at least their streak won't be broken.
Yeah, still unbeaten at home. Still unbeaten at home and getting the win and potentially seeing themselves through to the last 16. Juliet saying immediately after the match, Brest should leave.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I mean, 6-goal difference. We saw Bayern Munich beat Dinamo Zagreb,
Yes, 9-2.
9-2.
I think that was the first time that a team has scored 9 in the Champions League, am I not mistaken?
Yeah, well, I mean, PSG could do it.
They could do it tonight.
They-
Still 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
Man
They-
City with an attack here. It's not often I've said that tonight. I think I've said it twice.
PSV on the move. PSV on the move. Why would you not pass?
No, let it go out for a corner.
Oh, man. Okay, so you have, what's the situation with bookings?
So bookings in the Real Madrid game, we're still at 3.
I think
So I need
they've
2
also
more.
given up too because this game hasn't been as close. It hasn't, been.
Corners, we've had 7. 7-0 to PSG. Wow. This is getting silly now.
This is getting
10-0 on aggregate.
silly.
Oh,
10-0.
10. Oh, gee.
Wow.
Look. It doesn't even fit. It doesn't even fit on the screen. Like the way that 0 is hitting the. No.
I can't even call this a beaten because it just feels worse. This is embarrassing.
Wow.
I mean, I know that they were going to win, but 10?
No, 10 is nuts. 10 over 2. Well, the first one was 3-0. This is 7. This is 7.
So we need 3 more corners in the game between PSV and Juve, and 2 more bookings.
Is that in regular time?
Yes.
Okay. And 2 more bookings in the city?
City Real Madrid.
I don't see you getting the bookings, my friend,
No.
anymore. They've given up a long time ago, and I think because of that, no one's getting into anything with anyone.
Maybe the corners. Oh, PSV! Oh. I mean, we said, are there going to be as many goals tonight? There's currently we've
Well,
had
PSG
13 goals.
PSG carrying that. My God.
Will Man City with a chance to score?
No, get
Oh,
out.
no.
Get
Ooh,
out.
good save from Courtois.
No.
Is that,
Good defending as well.
is that Courtois holding his face there? That's a strong shot there, right? Oh no, he's gone into his midriff, I think. One of the PSV players down here.
Not good, especially extra time looming here. Oh. Kefren Turam saves the day for Juve in that one. Corner to Man City, if anyone is still watching that game.
Bernardo Silva with the ball in. Possible penalty there for Manchester City?
Don't even give it to them.
Could that be a booking for Brahim Diaz?
I think it could be Alex. You're onto something.
Oh
a
my
look at
gosh. Thank goodness you had your sporty booking code. Otherwise,
I don't think.
we'd have less.
I don't think it's a foul.
It depends on where that elbow went, maybe.
I can't see it from this angle. It's
I
hard
know.
to tell. Here we go. I still can't see. I need it from the other side. There could be an elbow in there. If it is, it's a penalty.
Alex, for what though? Give him the booking for you. But I mean,
Also, over here, PSV and Juve, this has been all PSV for the last 10 minutes or so.
It's a
Juve,
free kick.
I don't even think, have crossed over to their to the other side. Okay, it's a free kick. There's no booking?
No booking,
booking.
unfortunately. Ooh.
Right into the wall, into the area, sent away. Real Madrid collect it, and players on the ground.
Ah.
You thought that that would be a mistake.
all right. Well, we are winding down here all across these matches. Why am I? PSG almost made it 8, guys. I don't know if I'll be able to handle 8.
11-0.
Nah,
Or best.
nah. Don't do that.
In Champions League, oh.
PSV on the attack
embarrassing.
here. Imagine if PSV got a winner here.
I'd love that.
Pep screaming at his players here.
For what?
Someone should be screaming at him.
Exactly.
I mean, to be fair, his players haven't done an actual thing. Yes, you can blame him for the, see, Endrick
Vinny
and
and
Alaba.
Valverde coming off for...
For
David
1
Alaba.
minute, like this.
And Endrick.
I don't know, man. I feel like it's a little bit insulting. I think Endrick could have come in the 70th in this one. I think that's just a bit, I don't know. There's no point. But David Alaba hasn't seen the pitch in months. He's now back. Ooh la la. Over here, PSG.
Noah Lang was a...
Vlahovic coming in for
coming on
Juve. Oh, power move from Thiago Motta. Straight sub, Kolomwani, Vlahovic in. Oh, a last minute Juve to draw the game. Sounds like it was written.
Colomani's been quiet tonight.
He has been. They did well to shut him down.
Oh, Man City on the attack here. That's a yellow card. Surely it has to be a yellow card. Come on. That has to be.
We've lost the plot here a bit at Sporty TV.
I mean, it's a foul. I don't know. Well, maybe a yellow card.
Did he get any of the ball? Oh, sorry, Alex. No, not today for you and your cards.
It's going to be a yellow card, unfortunately. No more corners just yet.
Well,
The-
ladies and gentlemen, the terror for Brest has wrapped up. PSG winning at the Parc des Princes 7-0. 7-0 on aggregate, 10-0. That is absolutely shocking for Brest, and PSG making their name known
Ooh.
here.
Here, Man City have scored.
Oh.
Is that offside?
I'm not even going to celebrate that goal.
I think it's offside. Because it hasn't gone up on the scoreboard. Oh,
Consolation prize.
All right,
If
Juve
Clinton
on-
was here, he'd say, just give it to them.
Well, I mean, for exactly.
At
it doesn't
this
matter.
point, like...
It doesn't matter.
It's a good free kick from Omar Marmouche.
Yep. No one on Real Madrid moved for that one, to be fair, but
Okay, so we have 7 minutes over at PSV Stadion, meaning that there is time for one of these two teams to finish this match in regular time. But who will it
PSV on
be?
the attack here. Can they get a goal? More importantly, via a set piece.
Corner. PSV with the ball outside of the eye. I'm starting to see maybe tired legs on PSV here.
I think if someone's going to score in this game, it's going to be Juve, I think. But I can see this going to extra time. There's a VAR goal check at the Bernabéu. I think they're checking for offside. As
PSV on the break again. Oh, picked up by Juve there. They're looking a little bit slower to the ball. Will Juve capitalize on that? Maybe on the counter? If this goes into extra time, I will say I think Juve will be able to get it because I'm seeing that the fatigue is hitting these PSV players maybe a little bit too much, and 30 more minutes of football is a long time.
you say that?
Chance!
Bang.
I said if it goes into extra time, yes. I would favor.
The manager was already down the tunnel. He's come back.
Wait, why?
I don't know.
7 minutes of extra time. Where are you going?
The goal stood.
The goal stays. Huh.
Man City.
A little too late, though.
Yeah. About an hour and a half too late. 3-1. And I think the referee will probably blow for
Put
full
us out of our
time soon.
misery.
We can give a few more bookings before the end of the game.
A fight maybe breaks out. Pep gets a card. Ancelotti. Oh, come on. PSV, come on. Underdog story.
Juve here. Oh.
Unlucky. So, sorry, let's go over today's matches. Obviously, Dortmund Sporting ended 0-0. Sporting out. Real Madrid 3, Man City 1. Whistle hasn't blown, but we know how that one's going to go. PSV destroying Brest. So, and the match is blown. The whistle is blown, sorry. Ancelotti and Real Madrid advanced to the round of 16. So, the point being is that 3 of the 4 favorites have gone through. PSV is our Club Bruges, guys. They are, or a Feyenoord, if you will. But I think that one was a bit closer.
If Juve get knocked out, wow.
Oh, they're trying to finish this up. They don't want extra time, whereas Juve maybe liking that a little bit more. Oh, come on. It's all kicking off. PSG winning 8-0. Everyone is absolutely shook by this result.
Yeah.
I think this might be the biggest deficit in a match in the Champions League ever.
I mean,
That's the thing, like, I knew that they didn't stand a good chance being
No,
that they
but you
come in,
wouldn't.
but that many goals, no, definitely not.
8 is bonkers. 8 is, yeah, it's a bit sick.
last chance for Juve here. Ball sent forward.
What, offside?
I think so, yes.
All right, about 2.5 minutes left here. And, oh, come on. Somebody.
This is, it's looking like it's going into extra time.
The Juve fans trying to get some. I see everyone's a bit nervous here. All right, 2 minutes left at PSV here. Kick from the keeper. Let's see what they can do. It's been, oh, well done, honestly.
It was brilliant control.
Yeah.
Ball forward as well.
Oh, come on, PSV. Corner, corner, corner. What?
You've been robbed. I'd like you to know that that was a corner, I think. Let's see. No,
No.
it wasn't.
So it was a corner. It was a corner.
It was a corner. It's fine. Okay, this.
Last chance for Juve, potentially.
Yeah.
Kylian Mbappe with the match ball. Disappointing night for Manchester City. Never really turned up. And from the get-go, Real Madrid were the better team.
Mm-hmm.
Real Madrid were the only team, my friend. I like the fact, if you look at the scoreline, you think something different maybe, but
No.
no, I mean,
Yeah,
the fact that they scored. I don't even think City deserved a goal in this one. Okay, last chance here for PSV. Can they make something out of it?
I think even 3-0, 3-1 kind of flatters Man City. I think if Real Madrid had perhaps taken a few more chances, there could have been 4 or 5 goals
Sure.
to the good there.
I think they knew that they didn't need to, though, like, overexert themselves.
Yeah.
They
No,
didn't
I
need
agree
to.
with
They didn't
Sara.
need
At
to
this
score.
point,
They
they
didn't need to, get into.
Yeah.
We didn't see a lot of cards because they didn't need to go into the 50-50 chances. You take the ball, you're going to lose it in 2 passes anyways. No,
And why
Why?
overexert yourself when you already have that big of an advantage? Just take it easy.
Yeah.
Man City didn't challenge them at any point.
Yeah. All right, it looks like this is ending up a 2-1 win to PSV, 3-3 on aggregate, and going into extra time.
Will we get penalties?
You
That
know
is all she wrote.
how PSV is ending with Juve is what I thought Real Madrid and
This has been the best game by
and
by
Man
a
City would
country
have
mile.
been. Yeah.
No, 100%. No, I felt like this game was going to be exciting, but I obviously thought Real Madrid and City would be more. But no, it's been great. I mean, you could even argue PSG was more exciting because they just kept scoring goals and
They were just having
kind
fun.
of shocking you, thinking, wow, okay. All right, well, it is extra time here for PSV and Juve. 2 15-minute halves, and then if it stands like this, we go to penalties.
Mbappe being man of the match obviously deserved, but I am so proud of the performance that Raul Asensio did tonight.
Yeah.
I'm always happy when, they come from the academy and they show up, and he has been proving himself over and over again. And tonight, playing in such a big game, he really showed up.
Although, to be fair to give the other side of the argument, I don't think he actually had a lot to do
Well,
with tonight.
true.
Man City
True.
didn't offer anything going forward, and we've got 1 game left, extra time, and that is it. PSV 2, Juventus 1. Predictions?
PSV, come on.
PSV?
No, I think Juve will. I want PSV just for we can get an underdog out of today, but I think Juve over 30 will be able to endure the fatigue a bit better. I saw glimpses of the PSV players looking tired, and that's not gonna hold on well in 30 extra minutes here. You guys?
Yeah, it might go to Juve.
Yeah.
It might go. I mean, I'd love to play like the devil's advocate in the sense of like root for PSV just so that they can continue saying that we've remained undefeated at home. But Sarah's right. When you get a glimpse of some of the players, you could tell that they're tired, they're exhausted, and 30 more minutes is a lot.
It's a long time.
So they
Let alone
might just
imagine if they
concede.
should go to penalties.
Unless they get a second wind where you could potentially see... PSV were still in it towards the end there, and they were playing good football, but I think it was the tiredness that was letting them down in terms of the finishing and that final ball.
Just talking about PSG and Brest here. They won 7-0, and they had 7 different goal scorers in this match. Bradley Barcola opened it up. Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, Vitinha, Desiree Doué, Nuno Mendes, Gonzalo Ramos, and Mayulu finishing it up. Can you imagine? Like, even the way this
Yeah.
is written is just incredible.
They all just took turns, man.
Yeah, everyone gets a goal. You get a goal. You get a goal. Incredible, incredible from PSG, but really tough. All right, we're having the captains here. Flipping the coin, picking sides. Luke de Jong signals to his side, and we are going to be underway into extra time. Of course, it's the final match day. It's the final match that's going into extra time. It's just the way it has to be here.
It is. It's going to be a good one, though. I think both sides obviously know what's at stake here. If you ever get knocked out,
The City have to put all their eggs in the Inter
Inter.
basket.
And that would be so shocking because I would, if they get knocked out, I would have never imagined that Inter would be the last one standing.
Who did you think the last one would be?
Atalanta was actually going for Atalanta.
No. Inter, I think, is a much better team than Atalanta. I don't trust them. I don't know what it is. Also,
The thing
do you
is,
think
because like I remember Atalanta's last season, like,
Yeah,
and like I
fair
came
enough.
into this season thinking that that's the Atalanta I would have gotten, and obviously it hasn't been that. We've seen them on, we've seen them off, but I was still thinking that somehow they would get it together and prevail, but
Yeah.
it hasn't been the case.
Yeah. All right, we are underway. Quick change. Mangbula for Cambiaso here. We did see Cambiaso actually come into this match.
yeah, he came on early for... I'm trying to pick the top of my head now.
It's all a long time ago. Who went down? Who was injured?
It was
No, let me.
Renato Vega.
Yeah, you're right. Ages ago. But as we said, Cambiaso obviously coming back from an injury himself. So not maybe 100%.
Are they doing golden goal or normal extra
You
time?
know what's so funny? I was just thinking about golden goal. Can you imagine?
Chaos.
That's what I want. It would be so intense. It would be so intense. I'm taking a look at the footballing world here, and there's a lot of reactions to PSG.
Be interested to see what Pep has to say in his post-match
No,
conference.
Alex, it's like you read my mind. I was here wondering, what is he saying in that press conference? Because, like, I know somebody is going to ask him. They have to ask him, what took you so long to make those changes? And I'm very curious to know the answer.
Man City took 76 minutes to record a shot on target tonight.
I'm not surprised.
Says a lot.
I saw them.
It's horrible. That is absolutely horrible. So are they going to win the Premier League now? That's it, right? That's all they have.
Premier League.
I mean, I guess like finishing top 4 would be just fine considering how shocking they've been. But
Still got the FA Cup. They're playing Plymouth in the next round.
Plymouth, who took out Liverpool? Yeah, that's tough. We'll see. Imagine Plymouth taking out City and Liverpool.
No, that would be insane, actually, because I'm saying that they just got lucky with Liverpool, but to take out Man City as well, nah.
That'd be crazy.
That would be actually insane.
Up the Plymouth. I don't love that PSG won by a 10-0 aggregate and have to play either, well, mostly Barcelona or Liverpool. It's a lot
No,
of
but
confidence given to them. Maybe too much.
That would be too
You
much
know what I
confidence.
mean? Like,
'cause at
it's
the
hard
end
to
of the
judge
day-
this because Brust checked out of this game
Exactly,
halfway through.
exactly.
This is the first time Man City have failed to qualify for the last 16 of the Champions League since 2012-13.
Only thing I can say to that is boo-hoo.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
didn't
don't
put up a
deserve
good
it, if
fight.
we're
Exactly.
honest.
They
Like,
Yeah.
they don't deserve it. We sometimes see teams that are maybe a little bit lucky, let's say, that go through, and they don't deserve it. And I mean, if they did somehow beat Real Madrid tonight, I don't think they would have gotten past the next round. So,
The thing is, I could only sympathize with Man City if I saw them put up a good fight or they at least challenge Real Madrid. But that wasn't the case. There was no challenge. They didn't put up a good fight. So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
they're gone. They deserve to be gone because you're right. If they had somehow scraped through, they would have been out by the next game, playing like that.
100%.
So
All across.
Ooh la la.
This is a bit of pinball here going on.
So we actually could see Real Madrid and Atleti and Bayern versus Leverkusen.
Imagine that.
And Inter versus Juve. Maybe. Still time. Oh. You didn't hit your corners, did you?
No. Unfortunately not.
Oh.
Didn't hit my bookings either in the Man City Real Madrid game.
Well, there's always tomorrow, and you can get Alex's booking code on the Sporty Show for the weekend's matches. We got some exciting football coming up this weekend, guys.
Massive game in the Premier League.
City versus Liverpool. We have Villa versus Chelsea. Newcastle versus Forest. I mean, don't make plans.
Yeah, these are good games.
Those three alone, incredible. Everton versus Man U. I mean, just for what's going on at Manchester United. Arsenal, West Ham could also be interesting. Really exciting football in.
Can you imagine if
Premier
you just
League.
said to a Man United fan 2 months ago that Everton would be higher than you in the table?
Incredible. Incredible in the weekend. So Real Madrid will be welcoming Girona at the Santiago Bernabéu. Meanwhile, Barcelona flying all the way south to Las Palmas. Atletico heading to Valencia. Not the most exciting La Liga games. We do have some really good ones in the Prem. And in the Serie A, let's see what we have. With Atalanta taking on Empoli. We know that. Sporty TV match of the week. They need a big bounce back because just the drama regarding them. And Juve will take on Cagliari after this match.
Oof. It was the 13th defeat this season for City, and that is the first time in Pep's career that he's lost 13 games in a single season. That should be a booking, at least. It's a nasty challenge there.
I feel that one in my leg right now. Are they taking? Oh no. Luke de Jong too, not the youngest of players. That's gonna hurt a little bit extra tomorrow. Savona. No, he did get a yellow card. For that, by the way, Alex.
Yeah, it deserves.
Not that it matters.
You can't go up studs up like that. It's poor.
All right. Well, 5-6 minutes into the extra time here, and it's getting a little aggressive. You wonder if players are starting to get tired and going for the easy foul instead, maybe.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a scrappy half an hour, I think. Especially given, like I said, both teams tiring, both teams coming towards the end of their energy banks here. I think it's going to be long ball, and I think this one might go to penalties.
Who wins on penalties?
That's tough. That is tough. I want to say PSV. Just feel like Juve.
I don't know,
Yeah.
Italian teams and penalties.
It's
I don't
true.
know if I'm going to go
It's
against
true.
that, to be honest. Yeah.
You
you never know.
Tackles going on.
Yeah, I think everyone's exhausted. Everyone's frustrated. They still have 25 minutes of football to play. Like, is it not easy at all for these guys whatsoever. I'm curious as to if Luke de Jong is going to stay for this extra 30. They'd want him for a penalty, but he's looking a little battered.
Because you can obviously see that both teams, they're exhausted, but at the same time, they're still Ooh. Ooh!
It's a goal!
A goal!
Goal!
Wow!
Here we go. PSV make it 3-1, so it's 4-1 on aggregate here. Flamingo scores.
What a goal!
Fans are going crazy. They're celebrating with the fans.
What a goal!
What a game. Ryan Flamingo gives PSV a boost in extra time, but let's remind everyone that we still have about 25 minutes left.
Yeah.
That's what scares me in this. It's too early of a goal. You have a lot of time to retaliate.
As I was saying, like you can see that they're both tired, but at the same time, they're still playing defensively.
Poor
Oof.
from
Oh,
Di Gregorio there.
no.
That is poor. Oh dear. Oh dear.
That's your captain.
That is awful.
That's your captain.
That is amateur hour again.
Yeah, Gatti, they'll have nightmares about that one. My, oh my. Well, PSV did well to take advantage of that. But like we said, lots of time here for Juve to score. Again, if Juve do score, we are heading into penalties. If they score 2, they'll win. If PSV score another, then they'll go through. So it's all up in the air still, guys.
Currently, the odds for PSV are 1.12 to qualify. Obviously, now 3-1 up, 4-3 on aggregate. Juve are 5.9. Odds of 5.9 to qualify for the last 16. Juve need a
Hard.
goal.
Yildiz.
Juve need a goal in the next 20 minutes, unless, in order to avoid going out of the Champions League. Which would mean that Inter will be the only Italian team in that last 16. That's he didn't touch him.
I'm sorry, that's a joke. That's not that they. Nope,
That's
that is
crazy.
not a yellow.
Was it a yellow for simulation? Potentially.
That seems a bit ridiculous to me. I think he got kind of stuck in the grass there a bit and just went for it from momentum. Don't know about that. Well, add a little fuel to the fire here and a little excitement for the fans. Oh, they're absolutely loving it over in Eindhoven here. Look at the fans. I mean, it's something you love to see. All the flags are waving. It's brilliant. Didn't Gary say Juve?
I can't remember.
I think he did.
It's a long
He did.
time ago.
Yeah,
I think he did.
4 hours ago. What year is it? How long have we been watching football, guys? Champions League nights. Well, it's another chance for... Oh, no. Juve couldn't make anything out of that here. Oh, wow. Well done from PSV. Some really good passing. Simple but effective. Back pass, back heel.
That's a foul. Is that another yellow? Yildiz?
Imagine.
A red card in extra time?
We actually didn't see a red card today,
We didn't.
which is the first time in what feels like ages.
Yesterday, all the red cards were used up in yesterday's game.
So, yesterday we had obviously Milan, Feyenoord, and Atalanta. The week before we had Monaco.
If
Yeah.
either of you, I think you both did, but if anyone watching hasn't seen that Toloi red card yesterday, go and watch it back. It's ridiculous.
It's incredible because he tries to throw, trips over his teammate, flops on the ground, then charges at the guy. Like if you watch it in slow motion, it's even better. Yeah, he lost the plot there, unfortunately, and well, you know what? He's not going to the next round, so no worries for him. Ooh. No,
PSV fighting.
They
Still.
really are using their bodies, using their strength.
Ball forward here.
Opportunity.
Cross it.
Oh, did you see?
Bakayoko there with the ball across.
Did you see the PSV player who just bent over like this, hoping that it would just hit his head?
Ooh, nice bit of skill there.
This is Nicolas
the attack,
Gonzalez.
yeah. Oh, that's
Oh,
poor.
he's looking
Give the ball away
tired as
like that.
well. Do you think they're going to make any subs before?
Do they have any subs left?
Let's go through
Juve
that.
have used 6 subs. 6? How have they used 6 subs? Am I missing something here?
Hold on.
Ah,
Vega.
Vega. But
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
am I missing something here?
Alex and I are just doing
Have UEFA
I don't know.
6?
Yeah. More matches?
Maybe. I don't know what I had in my head. It was 5.
Yeah, I had 5 too. And let's just see for PSV, they have made 3.
Johan
Okay.
Bakayoko, Turo Malacia, and
Bakayoko's been a great sub for them, an absolutely great sub. All right, Juve pushing it forward. They need something here to stay alive in this one.
Ball across.
Into the area!
Oh!
Big save! Big save by Benitez. Wow.
Wow. What a header, what a save, what a ball across.
Incredible.
Offside? Yeah, offside.
Ooh. Well, we're counting down the minutes here. We're hitting 104, about 1 minute left of the first half of extra time. And guys, it's been PSV's half.
Yes. PSV,
I don't know. I want to say that there's still a lot more minutes to come, so maybe we'll see some sort of retaliation, but it's looking like it's going to go to PSV.
Oh, we asked you guys who are watching who's your favorite to win, so vote in the poll and then we'll see what you guys.
PSV with a chance here. Ball across again, Noah Lang. Come back inside.
it.
Shoot! Oh, what a save.
Di Gregorio got big for that one, or rather long, if you will. I think they could have put a bit more on that, if I'm honest. He didn't end up hitting the ball, it looked like, as well as he could have, but PSV looking hungry. They want to wrap this up at home.
PSV now 1.08 to qualify for the next round. Juve 6.75.
Wow, okay.
Ball across here. Last chance for Juve before the first half of extra time. Off the post.
Oh my goodness gracious, Juve.
Oh.
Nearly. That
was
almost
close.
looked like it just ducked in for a bit, came back out. You need to see the replay there. Kefren Turam on the ball. Is this you?
This is very scrappy, this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One mistake can blow it all away.
Oh,
Oh, good
Oh.
pass, Diego Gonzalez.
across. Oh, Vlad. Vlahovic there just not being
was
able to get
Vlahovic,
on the
yeah,
end,
you're right.
on the end of it.
Can we just watch that replay, please? About a minute of extra time in the first half here.
Where does this leave Juve and Thiago Motta? If they don't qualify for the last 16, they're not going to win the Serie A.
They have 13
sack
draws.
Thiago
They have
Motta?
13 draws in the city. Yeah, they should have sacked him before, in my opinion.
I don't think they should have appointed him in the first.
Yeah, I think that's very true. The question is, who comes into play? Do you just ride out the season now if you get knocked out of the Champions League?
I don't think you sack him now.
Yeah.
I do think they're on a little bit of an upward curve, especially in the Serie A. That brilliant win against Inter Milan, who themselves finding a little bit of a difficult run of form at the moment. But I still think if they finish in the top 4,
Yeah.
they are on. And I think this is. We have to be fair to them. They are on I think a bit of a rebuild, to use the American term there, in terms of the players that they got rid of and the players that they brought in over the summer and the players that they're trying to mould into this side now, especially the signings over the summer.
Yeah.
So perhaps it is premature to sack Thiago Motta.
And that might be the saving grace. That might be the argument that's used to save him.
Now it's half time.
All right. Well,
15 minutes left.
this young boy, Ryan Flamingo, did well, and it might just be enough. We will see. Yeah, with Juve, I'm not too sure, though. 13 draws in the Serie A is not good enough.
No.
And who knows how they're going to fend here in the Champions League. They still have the Coppa Italia. They're going to be playing Empoli, but...
And they're fourth. They're level on points with Lazio.
Lazio, yeah.
I don't think they're going to catch up with Napoli. They're 10 points behind Napoli. They're 5 points behind Atalanta.
9 behind Inter. No, I don't think so. I think the thing is, as well, is they only have 1 loss in the Serie A. And when you think about that stat, that sounds really good. But 13 draws, it's not good enough football. It's not nice football to watch. It's just that, gritty, get the job done, and...
It's not entertaining.
No, not at all. And I don't know. I just think if they're happy with that, then fine. But I don't think Juve would be with the standards they have in the history that this club has, naturally.
I think in the summer they would maybe get rid of Thiago Motta. They're not going to win the Champions League.
No
Like,
chance.
I don't see them winning the Coppa Italia either.
They're not going to reach the last 16 of the Champions League, let alone win it.
Whoa! Alex going for PSV all day here.
I would be very surprised if Juve come back from this. They look very tired. They look quite lackluster in that final third. You can tell that the legs aren't working properly, and when Vlahovic is leading a line, it doesn't exactly give you a lot of confidence.
Nope.
I think he's not the player that I would want leading my line in a game in a situation like this. "15 minutes to go here at the Philips Stadion in Eindhoven. 3-1.
15 minutes from glory.
3-1. PSV find themselves.
I love a good underdog story.
Come on.
Been good. I don't think many people said that Juve would trip up tonight, and they have.
This was closer. Feyenoord and Milan were closer. I think so far, though, it is Club Brugge that is the biggest underdog.
Oh,
Because they
definitely.
only won. We saw
Definitely.
this game last week. They only won 2-1. And PSV were putting up a hell of a fight. And same thing with Feyenoord. I mean, Feyenoord won both matches, obviously. So I think these ones, in terms of underdogs, I still think Club Brugge is probably
definitely. That one takes the
They
cake
also
for
finished
sure.
24th. They finished in the last possible place to qualify for the knockout stage here.
I think we also have to remember with AC Milan, we have to give credit to Feyenoord. They just sacked their manager and they're going into a bit of a new chapter, but I don't think AC Milan are all that we rave about at the moment.
AC Milan are shocking this
Yeah.
season.
Yeah,
From the
very.
beginning of this season, though, I don't think I don't think there's been a more upsetting team in terms of big teams across the top 5 than AC Milan. I think they've already sacked a manager, and I get it. They won the Supercoppa Italiana, but a one-off game. I don't know. I wouldn't base anything off it. They're struggling to win at home. There's no leadership in that squad from what I'm seeing. I mean, with Theo Hernandez alone yesterday and that guy, I mean, it's shambolic right now. I think they're 9th in the Serie A. They are
Seventh?
suffering. Are they up now? Yeah.
7th.
Yeah,
They are 5 points behind Juve.
Well, they're 7th, but 8th place tied with Bologna for points. I mean, no, it's not good.
15 points behind the leaders, Napoli.
Sergio
Yeah.
Conceição, I also don't think is the manager to get them
No.
out of this.
I think they need to, for a club like AC Milan, they need a bigger name.
100%.
And I know it's not all about the name, but someone who's got a little bit more pedigree about them when it comes to managing a big club. And AC Milan, they're the second most successful club in European football when
Yeah.
it comes to Champions League titles. So
Who forgets Ronaldinho, Kaká? Oh. No,
They've
AC
had
Milan
some-
historically is one of the best clubs in football in terms of
Maldini,
just that, the jersey
Pirlo.
itself. Yeah. It's an incredible,
Yeah, historically they're super decorated. They're one of those standout clubs, so it's kind of shocking to see what they're doing this season.
it's been, yeah.
and with Feyenoord as well, they not too long ago that they were in a European final. They are one of the stronger teams in that Eredivisie league. Obviously, you look at Ajax and PSV as the competitors, but Feyenoord they're no mugs when it comes to competing with the big boys in Europe.
No, not at all. But they are 14 points off Ajax in the Eredivisie. Meanwhile, PSV just 2 points off the top. A double? A double for the Dutch side here? Imagine, it would be incredible. A few minutes have passed here. Nothing solid yet, but Juve are on the push, crossed into the area, and it goes right to the keeper. The fatigue is definitely taking over. All these players, balls are short, crosses are short, not getting enough on it. A little back and forth between the keepers here. Give the players a moment to breathe, maybe.
It was about just over 10 minutes. I really don't see Juve doing this. They need one goal, but
For penalties.
yeah, they look very tired. They look like they're on their last legs and PSV, I think, are slowly starting to shift into a little bit of a shell. Ball forward here. Chance for Juve. And again. There's still lots of opportunities here.
Oh, Kefren Turan, take a shot. What are you waiting for?
Oh. Playing the wrong ball.
Oh, no, you should have shot
That could have easily been a goal.
Yeah, that was some brilliant build-up play. Oh, you see the Juve fans are absolutely furious with that right there. Let's watch that up, though. But that was some great passing from Juve. That through ball from Kefren Turan was something else. It will be a corner, though.
Ball in.
Cleared.
Cleared away, right to the keeper.
PSV dominating possession. 23 attempts, 9 on target, 13 for Juve, 5 on target.
Who would have thought those would have been the stats?
I mean, I could have believed maybe a little bit more possession from PSV with Juve sitting back, but
Okay.
going into this game, I would imagine that's what Juve had in their mind of trying to see this through. There's a corner here. 10 minutes to go. Looking ever more and more likely here that PSV will be that final team in the last 16. The last 10 minutes of the first edition of Champions League playoffs.
Yeah. How have we felt, guys?
All in. Chance for a shot. It's fallen there.
It's a bad ball. Have you guys enjoyed the knockout?
I really like it. I said this yesterday, and I think the new system breeds a lot more competitiveness. And I think in the group phase, we perhaps wouldn't have seen so many teams with the possibility of getting into the last 16. And if you just said to me PSV will be in the last 16, I would have been. I think I would have been quite surprised.
Yeah. I mean, they haven't been since 2020, but I think we still, like today, they will be the only underdog going through today, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday we saw Club Brugge and Feyenoord, but I still think when we get to the quarters, it will be
The big.
who we expect.
Yeah, the big league.
And then,
big team.
it's just so much football. We have Champions League. Next week, we have the Copa del Rey. And then the week after, Champions League is right back. It's just, there's never a minute to breathe in football.
Chance here for Juve.
They are looking gassed. They have no clue what to do here. About 8 minutes left of
Weston
extra
McKennie there.
time. Wow, Weston McKennie doing the dance. Juve just trying for something, scraping the bottom of the barrel here.
I think PSV are setting up in a nice bank of, well,
What we call park the bus, Alex.
yeah, almost seems like they've gone for a back five and then a midfield five.
Kefren Turan.
Oh, it's over the bar.
Oh,
That is-
no. Oh, that is haunting for him. He had the defenders beat. Brilliant run from him. How far off was he, though? Let's just see from this angle. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
That
going
was-
to haunt him tonight.
that was not good. He had to keep that on the ground. Well, did well to try and get something there. Maybe give Juve the little boost they need for the last couple minutes here. Someone's got to do something. Otherwise, PSV are on their way to the round of 16.
Juve odds of 7 to qualify for the last 16 at the moment.
Okay. Do you know what though? Now that even like that's qualifying, meaning that they either score 2 in 7 minutes or so, which is difficult to see, or you're basing it off penalties, which you should just never do.
No.
Don't touch those. Now, oh yeah, cramp, yeah. And now the time wasting will commence from the PSV players naturally. I feel like we need a bit of a stretch like that after sitting in this chair.
I feel like I want to get up and do some stretches.
There's some stretches. Oh.
Do a bit of walking around.
We've been with you guys. Thank you for all of you who are still with us and sticking through this PSV and Juve extra time. We have been with you guys now for 3.5 hours. And we're wrapping up this final match slowly but surely, unless there's penalties. And we'll just spend the entire night with you guys here. Right until tomorrow's Sporty Show. Tomorrow's Sporty Show, we are back
8 till 9.
8 p.m. WAT until 9. We'll talk about the Champions League. We'll also go over all the big matches of the weekend, including Manchester City and Liverpool. Shantelle, are you with us tomorrow?
I'm not sure.
We'll find out tomorrow if our resident Liverpool fan will be here, but that'll be a big one.
But if I'm here, I'll try to be as objective as possible if asked about Man City versus Liverpool, but I'm looking forward to speaking about that.
I mean, after the way Man City played tonight, I don't think anyone is going to be backing Manchester City against Liverpool. That's
Good.
my humble opinion. I think Liverpool are a better team than Real Madrid this season, and if that's what Real Madrid did to them, then...
No Lang coming off here.
Okay, so 2 more subs being used.
Adama Nagalo.
Yeah, that's... Oh, yeah, there's no way you guys are going to win this.
No.
Fresh legs?
Fresh legs, that would be
Fresh legs? All right.
good hitting. Former Chelsea manager at the game tonight.
Yeah. Good for a good game. Oh my God, I can't believe Man City have to play Liverpool and Real Madrid in the same week. Oh la la, that's not nice. That is not nice for anyone. Wow.
Markinday's
But
saying,
it could be interesting though.
Markinday's saying Liverpool was first in the league. Real Madrid was so bad in the league phase. Now we're both in the round of 16. What's the difference?
Yeah, well, you know what? I live rent-free in
One-
Markinday's head at this point. Anything I
One
say,
had a
he
late
takes
start,
and
that's all.
uses with it. It's fine. It's fine. There's not much to say because he'll just take it and just spin it around, and he's a stubborn Real Madrid fan. So, I'm saying, like, I'm recognizing. I think Liverpool, they've been more dominant this entire season. There's been no dips and no. I don't know. You have what, 2 losses
No,
across
honestly,
all competitions?
I think
3,
what we might
3.
see-
1 in Champions League, 1 in Carabao Cup, and then 1
FA
in
Cup.
the FA Cup, and then 1 in the Nottingham Forest Premier League game.
I think what we'll see from Liverpool and Man City can either go that we see the same
There's no
either we
way.
see the same match that they gave Real Madrid, or they come back and try to prove themselves.
I don't think. I mean,
Maybe we see the defeated version of them that Real Madrid got, or they come back strong.
yeah.
Juve with an
Either
8.5
way.
odds of qualifying.
Oh! Bit of a risk, yeah. It wasn't meant to be a header from Anguilla there, but it did go in the direction of the keeper. Yeah. I mean, listen, anything can happen in the Champions League. We know that, but I think the dominance Liverpool have had in the Premier League as well as the Champions League, they've been able to do both. And will they win the Prem? Yeah, I think so. Will they win the Champions League? Harder to say, but I think they'll go a good
They'll go
distance.
far, yeah.
You know.
And this is maybe bold.
Or maybe I can just
You
be
said
biased
Man
and
City
say
can still
that
win
they're
the Premier
gonna,
League, so I
they're gonna
expect
win.
bold from you.
I think Real Madrid are the favourites to win the Champions League at this point.
I'm sure. Why
I feel
not?
like they'll always be the favorites.
Yeah.
It's true. But I think after tonight,
Bro, tonight, come on. They played against a team that wasn't playing. Don't take this game
No,
for them.
but
It's
after-
Real Madrid in the Champions League. That's why you go for them. 100%. They've won it 15 times. No one is ever going to say they're not a favorite. But I don't want to hear a narrative of playing a City that was roadkill basically today. Like that, come on. The first game maybe, but this game was, this was a horrible football match in general. But
No,
no,
but
I
in
think
the sense of how they started and where they're at right now, that's how I'm looking at it, not just judging on. No, they had a very poor start.
I'm sorry, I'm listening to our producer. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, it's KlintonCod from the Santiago Bernabéu. And I'm having a bit of a chuckle to myself because I've completely forgotten that we were meeting with you, Clinton, because we are still here watching PSV and Juve. We've all forgotten about that game now. I forgot that you were here. Welcome on back. Look at you. Tell us, talk to us.
Thank you. Oh, well. Well, I mean, after the game, the Real Madrid fans pretty much went out, and they didn't even behave like they had won a game, because it was almost as if they expected Real Madrid to torture Manchester City. They just finished the game, sang their song, and they just walked off. Now, the people I pity for are the Man City fans. You know, they screamed their voices out prior to the game starting, and when they started seeing the goals going in, you need to see their area in the stadium. It was so quiet, you would have thought that they were mourning the death of some coach that was that have come through Manchester City in the past. It was literally very, very bad for Manchester City.
Clinton, I have to ask you, because you were at the game, and you love Real Madrid, and your boy Kylian Mbappe obviously scored a hat-trick, which I know is going to make you so happy. But I have to ask you about this match itself.
Very happy.
Because this match was, in my opinion, maybe one of the worst football matches I've ever seen, because I felt like only one team was playing. I've never seen such a dominance or giving up almost, just a lack of self. When I saw Manchester City, this game was done. I mean, in the first 5 minutes, you could just tell there was nothing coming from City. How did you feel being actually there?
Well, to be honest, right, Sarah, before the game started, remember you asked me about the lineup for Manchester City, and I said something to you. I said, you know, Haaland not starting the game, for me, is a problem. Now, they faced Newcastle just a week ago or even less, and we saw how they performed. It was almost as if Manchester City were waking up from their slumber and them having to change a few things facing a Real Madrid. I told you guys that, you know, this is the wrong game to experiment anything, and it was clearly obvious. You know, they didn't have Haaland, who everybody knows he's one of the most, you know, threatening player in Manchester City. How do you not have him in such a game? I spoke to a few Manchester City fans just after the game, and they kept on saying Haaland should have played. Now, Manchester City was non-existent. I was watching that game, and I can tell you for free that in Manchester City I saw today, Ipswich would deal with them. Southampton would deal with them. Even poor Manchester United will face this Manchester City, and you would not. Nothing worked out. Like, I was disappointed that these guys took a flight to come down to Spain. I feel like they didn't come to play. They just came to enjoy a nice weather. Because the truth is, I understand that the weather in England is very poor, and they needed some kind of, you know, sunlight. They needed some kind of hot stuff on their skin. Because, bro, that game was poor. I've never seen Manchester City that bad. They couldn't even keep the ball. There was no attack. Real Madrid was... Listen, it was a total show for Real Madrid. Manchester City, it was... I cannot count how many times Pep Guardiola kept on scratching the head. I hope he's not bleeding like he normally bleeds, because it was actually very shambolic. Now, should Pep continue with the club? I do not know. But something definitely has to change, because this Manchester City, they are going nowhere, even in the Premier League.
You've heard it here first. KlintonCod has denounced Manchester City. Clinton, Alex made a point while we were watching the game saying he was shocked that it was only 3-0 because obviously Real Madrid could have likely put in more goals, but it almost seemed like Real Madrid as well in the second half took it easy because they didn't need to score anymore. They didn't want to get any players injured. Those 50-50 chances. The second half, it seemed everyone was just like, this is what it's going to be, and we're all going to sit back and kind of relax.
Yep. Absolutely. Now, what happened at that second half was we saw a Real Madrid just having fun on the pitch. At this point, they were not looking at scoring goals. They were just saying, okay, we've done all the jobs. When you look at the aggregates, pretty much is very obvious there's nothing Manchester City would do at that point. Now, they just wanted to just, tap the ball around, touch the balls. You saw Kylian Mbappe, Valverde. They were just passing around. It was almost as if these were friends in a training ground, and this was not even the Bernabéu Stadium. They were literally just enjoying
Clinton, I'm
themselves
sorry,
there.
I have
And
to interrupt
when we
you.
looked at the
PSV
fans,
are going to the round of 16. AC Milan is out. Atalanta is out, and Juve is now out. Only one Serie A team remain in the Champions League, and that is Inter, who already booked their ticket weeks ago to the round of 16. It is all red and happiness over in Eindhoven here. The Dutch side are going through. Clinton, this, I have to tell you, because I know you were there, but this was the match of the evening. My goodness, it was so back and forth. PSV won 3-1. What do you think about this result?
I mean, listen, this is the Champions League, and like I've always said to you, the unthinkable would always happen. The unbelievable would always be believable somehow. Am I surprised? I am not surprised, Sarah. We've seen it right from the time this Champions League campaign started, right? We saw the likes of Lille. I mean, if anyone would tell you that Lille will be part of the teams that we would be celebrating to say they are going into the next round, you wouldn't believe it. So for PSV to have been able to put such a fight, look at Celtic yesterday. It was just luck that Bayern Munich were able to scale through. If they had not, if they had not been complacent with their defense just at the dying minutes of yesterday. So the truth is, it's Champions League. Am I surprised? I'm not surprised. You could see Juve in the Serie A playing all the best they could do. We saw them this last weekend. They were literally putting up a fight. But this is the Champions League. And every team, they are not coming into the Champions League to come joke around. They are coming in to win one of the most important titles in European football. So I'm happy for PSV. Sorry for the Italian teams. Hopefully Inter will get to save them. But we know Inter might not get the Champions League title. But at least there is a team representing them in the Champions League level.
Clinton, going back to that Man City game, were you surprised with the inactivity and players coming off the bench? They didn't make a change other than that Ake forced change coming on for John Stones. They didn't make a change until, I think it was the 77th or the 78th minute. I was dumbfounded as to why they weren't making any changes sooner than that. Were you surprised to see that they weren't making any changes?
I mean, to be honest, I think everyone was pretty much surprised. Even the Manchester City fans, everybody was surprised. And when I was speaking to one of the Manchester City fans, he did say that there's definitely something wrong with Pep Guardiola. And, in his words, he needs to be checked. And for him, the only thing he saw Pep Guardiola do today, apart from being on the stadium, was scratching his head. And we looked at Pep Guardiola from where we sat in the press area. Pep Guardiola was literally tired of being in the stadium. We could tell from his body language that he was tired of watching these players play in this Manchester City that he had. If there was a flight that was able to pick him up, maybe some kind of helicopter that would have picked him up from the stadium, I'm sure he would have paid everything to make sure he was going to disappear. So we were all surprised he was not making the changes, and that's the reason why people are kind of saying they need to evaluate Pep Guardiola's thinking faculty, because clearly there's something that's not working. First of all, the fact that you have Haaland on the bench in such an important game is something that even the fans, they've been asking, like, what is going on? Some of them actually thought that he was injured or something, but he was on the bench. Why do you not? For me, why do you not have Haaland? Haaland is one of the most important players in your team. In such a game, even if he's not going to play the best, this guy is going to pose a threat. You have somebody like Rudiger, you have Asensio for Real Madrid, who currently is literally sparking things up for this club. He's proving why he deserves to be in that starting spot. How do you not have your most? Haaland has the height, he's got the strength, he's got the skills. When it comes to ball holding, he has it. When it comes to shooting, he has it. Literally, you don't. I mean, listen, at this point, I am blaming the coach. Everything is on Pep, and something has to be checked. Were we surprised he was not making the subs at the minute when he was supposed to be doing it? Every single person was surprised, Alex.
All right, Clinton. Well, we appreciate you joining us from the Bernabéu. I know it must have been a strange night, but in the end, Kylian Mbappe scored for you, so I know you're happy about that one. We'll let you go now, let you get home soon and get some rest, and we'll see you again tomorrow on the Sporty Show.
Thank you very much, man. You guys enjoy it.
PSV! right, guys. Well, that is it. Here we have it. Liverpool, Arsenal, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona, Inter, Bayern Munich, Borussia Dortmund, PSG, Feyenoord, PSV, and Club Brugge are your 16 teams left in the Champions League. Friday will be the draw. We said 12 p.m. WAT time, CET time. So we will know then, but we'll be back again tomorrow at 8 p.m. for the Sporty Show. We'll go over the Champions League and talk about the busy weekend ahead. Thank you so much for being with us, enjoying the Champions League knockout stage with us, and we'll do it all again in a couple of weeks, the round of 16. Alex, Shantelle, thank you both for staying awake. It's been a long night here. But guys, until tomorrow, enjoy the football, as always.
Aguero!